Alrighty, so this should be our first full recording for Tales Within the Fractured Lands for Thursday nights. And this will be exploring the group adventures known as the Crimson Ward, and as they will be traveling now within the Feywild, as they are trying to resolve a one of the characters' mothers who is imprisoned on the charges of opening a Fey gate without the permission of the Feywilds, as they prepare to undergo a saga, a challenge of events in order to free from the major crimes that she has been charged with. They have some downtime to prepare, and that is where we will cut into. So, as you guys now are getting somewhat sorted during this week of downtime within the Summer Grove's capital city, is there anything amongst the party that you would like to have a discussion or set the ground rulings for, more or less, as you are beginning to prepare? As this is a big moment for the party in terms of the saga being a challenging event that the last had several perish in doing so. So not as well as just physical preparations, but maybe mental as well. You guys have the floor. As noted, you guys did start at the Feywild Tavern, so you guys chose to rest there instead of the capital city to kind of avoid the situation with the Fey Warden or Elena's father. So, what would you guys like to do?
So this is, do you want like in general what we've done over the week, or like we're now in the final evening before the battle type of thing?
This will be throughout the week. You can decide, like, the first few days your character might be um, trying to learn a new skill, or they might be trying to interact with another character, kind of then give themselves a few days to think about what they want to do next. This is kind of like what, into essence, does each character do through that week, and then we'll get to the kind of the time before the saga actually comes to fruition, and then we'll switch over to the saga once we get to that stage.
Okay, I think my character would spend most of his time with Elena, although I think Kalora would be there too, but mostly to spar and train and like brush up on skills together because he taught her um and like swap stories and ask what she's been up to. And I think in the evenings he would be trying to like summon his sword because he's got the Eldritch Knight ability to get the try to get his Sunblade. I know it's not going to work, but he'd just be like focusing, trying to hope it works over the course of the week, maybe concentrating on that.
I think Elena would finally break the news to him about what happened, like that she died at one point, and that Kepler kind of went on a little fun field trip of his own
Sure,
to try to
let's
like break it as mostly as possible.
let's hop into a scene in that regard where you guys are at the tavern, maybe having that, maybe kind of like in one of the rooms that you guys have rented out, and Elena, you're kind of going to the room knowing you're going to have to reveal the situation to Cole about what has transpired, and you
Didn't
start
like
having.
it. Tell her not to do that.
He did, I believe, at least once.
We could probably RP that. I said Lycan gives her.
You're
I
cutting
just
on my end, Reed, just as a note.
yeah, me too. Reedy there.
A look and then explained what I wanted to say intent. How about now?
Yeah, start over, but yeah, I hear you.
I was saying Lycan is okay with telling Cole about the Kepler stuff, but maybe just not telling him about it in front of the Fae people and the court. Because if they learn that like Cora's son's also doing fuck up shit, I don't know. It's just none of their business. But Lycan wouldn't want to tell Cole about Red specifically.
Oh yeah,
He'd like
Elena wants to mention that.
Red mentioned that he didn't want Cole or Cora to know about it.
Okay, so
So
I'm assuming you just say he's up to no good and running around the woods with a sword.
okay, so basically, Elena will. I guess they would have like a daily ritual where they'd meet up and like somewhere quiet, and they just like catch up. And she's been slowly building up to trying to explain to him all the terrible stuff that happened. And but finally, this night, she knocks on his door, uh, kind of emotionally, mentally panicking. And she would walk in and begin to explain as kindly and as easily as she can, or like as simply as she can, um, that oh gosh, should we just like RP it out, or do I just explain it?
Well, if you'd said that you died, I'd be like, well, how'd you die and how'd you come back?
I'll just RP it out. I'll be basically Elena would be like, um, basically, I've been meaning to tell you, but we when I left, I went to a place called Farendale, and I lived there peacefully for a time. And then a lot of stuff happened. You see, I found out that Kepler was there too. We had an interesting family reunion. Uh, he tried to uh, maybe possibly cause some harm, and surprise, surprise, he had your sword with him.
Uh, how could he have been there? He's been in Waterdeep the whole time. He was there when I left.
I mean, you've been gone a year, Dad.
He
Oh,
said he's
6
been there a
months.
long time.
Uh, 6 months can be a long time.
Well, I don't. Why would he be over? Like, where'd you say Ferndale?
It, yes, basically, around the time that he showed up, some other stuff happened. That the place ended up a bit destroyed,
What, you're saying that
and
Kepler destroyed a town?
I wouldn't say he destroyed it.
Did you see him
I just
destroy the town?
he didn't destroy it. Maybe he might have helped.
Wait, hang on. So you saw him arrive into a town you were staying at and destroy it, or help destroy it?
I didn't see him destroy it, but
Well, you've always had a thing against him. Maybe he's worried about you and checking on you.
I really don't think that's the case.
Well, if you died, who brought you back?
Um, well, someone in my party.
Vibe check.
You get an insight. Sure. Um, you get the feeling that she is at least concealing something about this party member, but you're not really certain as Cole what affiliation, but there's definitely something there. You get the feeling that at least she might have mentioned if it was someone else currently with the group. So maybe there's some baggage there or something she's not talking to you about.
Why are you trying to come clean with me and hide something at the same time?
Sorry, I'm like eating while we're doing. Well, basically, I just thought it was important for you to know since I think he stole your weapon and Mom's crystal.
Well, to be honest, I'm glad he has them because I'm not in the tower. I've been gone a while. Your mom's been gone a while, so it's good that he was smart enough to grab them that no one else took him when we were there. So actually, he did a good job. Now, if he was messing around with town, you said you didn't see him actually hurt anybody.
But he was fighting with the Red Branch, the people that did destroy the town. He was on their side.
Did he admit that? Did he say that?
And he ordered them to stand down at one point.
Did he order them to stand back up again?
Dad, this isn't a joke.
I mean, one problem at a time here. I mean, we got this big fight to focus. Yeah, he can do some stupid shit. And last I saw him, he was messing around, I think, with the Xanathar, but that was just some rumor I heard. Anyway, he was always a lazy sword fighter. I'm sure he's fine. And
I
don't tell
don't
him I
know
said
what
that.
happened to me. I have a feeling that if I ever had the chance to tell him he said that, I wouldn't get that chance.
Well, listen, is that the most important thing we have to deal with right now?
No, not right now. Just
All right,
be
then.
aware of it when you get back.
No, well, the most important thing we got to deal with is you and I kicking some summer elf ass. No offense.
None taken. I still barely remember these people.
Uh, I don't mind if
Long
you want to
trip.
stay when it's all over, but I gotta get your mom out.
And we will all leave in one piece.
Of course you
You
will. This
still have
is.
the coin, right?
Don't worry about that. We've been in worse scrapes than this.
I'm not sure about that.
Oh, there's one time your mom and I fought a living tree. Yeah, way scarier than this place.
I believe you've told me plenty of stories about your endeavors, but I don't know. Something feels different about this.
Listen, I've made it this far. If you walk in there not confident that you're not going to walk out, then it's the mental focus game. They want to get inside your head. That's the whole point.
Right. Just promise me if things get bad enough and if you think you might go down to back off.
I gladly will, but I don't know if they'll give me the chance. But I don't intend to give them the same chance either. They don't know who they're messing with either.
Just don't be mom.
No, of course not. I wouldn't have lived as long.
There's no doubt about that.
In fact, I'm more confident in this fight that your mom's not here. Get set on fire every 5 seconds.
I'll just make sure that she doesn't actually set on fire once we do set her free.
Well, the exit portal, I'm not sure if we should leave it right next to her when we go, or like give it a minute while she gets her anger up. But then we go in so Waterdeep doesn't burn down.
Just goes through
At
the
the
gate. There's a man with his cabbages and his cart rolling, and he just
yeah,
gets fireballed.
just has a rage, just as a rage fire. Eladrin, you're not resistant to fire, are you?
I don't think so.
At least we'd ever test it. I'm not going to test it, but
I'd really like to learn how to use that phase step, though.
oh well, it's a bit like Misty Step. But it seems to react in danger, right? When you get into danger.
The one time I used it, it was because I was desperate to get to Lycan. He was.
And I immediately push you with
Oh.
telekinesis. I just shove you to see if you react with a jump.
Yeah, shoving her? What the heck?
No, telekinetic push. You just get knocked back 5 feet. See if it works. We don't have a lot of time to train.
The shove does not
Don't
seem
look
to
like
trigger the effect as you try to cause the instantaneous fight or flight response. A shove does not seem to be enough to do so.
That was worth a shot.
She just stumbled back and her mouth will drop open. What the heck, Dad?
To be honest, you got to get used to that. In the fight, I'll be doing that a lot.
At least give a girl a warning.
That's why your mom's so grumpy too.
It's always pushing her around on the battlefield.
Yeah, always shoving her around.
So, as the conversation seems to kind of blend to a sense of normal conversation, after Elena tried to reveal the situation about Kepler to Cole, it seemed to really stick the way Elena was trying to get across. But we'll switch over to two others. Let me double check, make sure. I think that Lycan might be actually Lycan is definitely muted. Oh no, he is not back. Perfect. Okay, so with two others as Lycan and Kalor, I would say the two of you would have a moment at some point in the tavern space. Just for clarification, most of the people are not comfortable chatting with the party currently. There has been the rumor spreading about the heart being tossed, and the party is kind of seen somewhat as vagabonds. Like they're almost seen as the red brands, if not worse, by some of the Fae, to a certain degree. So there isn't really too many willing to interact, but there is a noticeable, very large golden spider creature that seems to be weaving this kind of silk-like drink into this large pot that then disperses into drinks that people seem to be having at the tavern here. All sorts of satyrs, sprites, and other fae are in attendance, but I would imagine at some point the two of you either as the others are kind of making their rounds would have a moment to discuss think about strategy or talk about things, but there is a kind of an awkward silence before you speak to each other, seemingly pulling the two of you into a conversation. What do the two of you say?
Lycan stares blankly at the gold spider, thinking of older times.
Kalor would probably just be like looking back and forth, just tries to say something and be like, no, that wouldn't be a good one.
You have something to say.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, a lot has happened, eh? Surprisingly enough, this is like the first time you've ever had this peace. Well, not peace really. We might die in the next couple of days, yet here now it's just a time to talk. Now, of course, you wouldn't be my first
This is
person, but
true.
like to talk with. But like, I mean, honestly, Elena and her father are inseparable, and I have no idea where Destiny is. So here we are.
Probably scanning the environment for weaknesses. For her new devil father creature. Whatever her boss is now.
Yeah. Yeah. Kalor will just like keep an eye on Lycan, and then just around the surroundings.
Why did you come to Phandalin?
Isn't it obvious, Elena?
Why did you seek Elena out? What is the history between you two?
Well, we met in a formal setting, and while my father expected me to court someone like her, I kind of how can I explain this? Drow might be homophobic. Her currency isn't really exchanged at my store. If you get what I'm saying.
Hmm.
Can I vibe check it?
He looks Kalor up and down. I see.
Can I get the vibe check whether like whether he's like
You're doing a homophobe check.
yeah homophobe check?
He understands what you mean, and
Mhm.
it's not really a concern of his.
He doesn't seem too phased,
Although he
but
was raised in a homophobic household, but it doesn't bother him. Like you can tell he could have been someone like that, but he's clearly moved past it. He's seen more of the world to not really care about that.
And yeah, cool. We'll just carry on. And well, we came quick friends. Nothing else really captured my eye, so except for a brother, but like you know how that ended up.
You left your family and nobility for Elena.
I left it for adventure. And after all this, with Varenkel, with all this bullshit, I'm not sure what I'm feeling.
Volo would have liked you.
I would have liked Volo too, if the stories were to be true and such. Just Kolo will just like start like doing like anxiety tells, like tapping his foot, and just like looking around nervously.
It's important that you understand what we are going to face soon. You say Elena is a very close friend of yours. And through our adventures together, it's clear that you and I have a lot to owe Elena and what she's done for us these past weeks. Red as well.
If I don't survive the saga, can you tell Red I'm sorry?
He bows. I think it is likely you survive this saga, Kalor. Just, it is imperative that Elena survives for the sake of her family.
And Cole as well.
Both those here.
You're cutting out. No. The spider drink's doing something to your man.
spider drinks
I'm
wigging
not
him
speaking.
out.
He's fading out of existence. No.
Hello?
We can hear you now. Just reference.
Yay.
I wasn't speaking.
Oh, it sounded like you were finishing a sentence and it cut out. For some reason. Okay. So let's see. With that, as
Oh, sorry.
you have Lycan giving the vow towards Kalor, that he will reach out to Red to apologize or seek amends with him. You'll notice that we'll switch over to Destiny if you're sorted for clarification.
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
just finishing up getting everything set up.
Gotcha.
Pain in the ass to get the VPN going and all that jazz.
All good. Do you want a few extra minutes before I switch over to you then?
Yeah, just like 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure. So, just let me know when you're ready on Discord, and I'll switch over to you. So as the two had above in the upper room had finished their kind of conversation, I would imagine they'd begin heading down, where they would have seen the other two at their table, having somewhat of a conversation that seems to have been just wrapping up. As four of you would regroup, not seeing Destiny currently within sight. As noted, the big spider there will seemingly continue to move around, placing the silk in these jugs. You'll have the satyrs and other people laughing and jovial. There is not really a sense of tension in this area, unlike the more material plane taverns where there's some miscreants, things like that, causing a ruckus. There is, at this point, the beginning of games that you'll see be getting set up. Some of the tables you'll notice go from flat wood into an entire uh, gaming tables for dice and for cards that kind of switch magically. And then there's a gathering of sprites and other creatures betting all sorts of trinkets. They don't really use coin. They use gems and small magic items that they seem to bet upon as they're playing the games. As your table will remain as such, it won't turn into a gaming table, but only a few will do so, and there's now gatherings there in the meantime. But as noted, the four of you will be able to regroup at the table, missing Destiny currently. As noted, we'll switch over to Destiny when they're sorted. But if the four of you would like to mention anything, as these are the two conversations we just had are blending together at this point, as the two of them would come down the stairs.
Lycan bows to Cole in greeting.
Set up. You don't need to bow to me.
Yeah, just consider
He rises and nods his head.
Was that Elena?
Sorry. I was just saying, just consider him the dad of the group.
Yes, I am the dad of the group.
I never had a father.
Right. Well, we're not going to go through all the stages of fatherhood the next little moment here. Let's just get through the fight, and then maybe we'll see about fixing that with someone else, eh?
Lycan just wants to be loved.
It's all right. What was your name, Lycan?
Hey,
Lycan no more.
Sorry, real quick. The audio on the stream isn't working.
Oh, is it not picking? It's not picking up the voices? Is it not picking?
Yeah,
It's not
the
picking.
things are flashing, but like there's no sound whatsoever.
That's let me check on my phone because it was coming through just a moment ago. The audio was just fine. Let me mute my mic and see on the phone.
I'll just keep talking then. Listen, Lycan, I really appreciate what you did for Polo. It's good that you were there at the end.
Volo did more for me than I did for him.
Well, perhaps you helped each other.
He spoke very
Cut out again there, Reed. Spoke very...
highly of you.
Oh. Well, yeah, the old guy would. I think we all made him a lot of money off our stories. Did he ever tell you the evil Cole one? I think that's when he first technically met me.
Because recessively,
Yeah. Yeah. Good times.
Don't remind me the story about the one where you touched mom's butt.
I did worse than that, Elena.
Ugh, disgusting.
his tales were excruciatingly detailed.
Like, did I ever tell you how like babies are made?
The birds and the bees.
Dad,
So
bro.
Go ask your real dad.
just as
Tell him I didn't teach you everything.
a note, I'm not hearing the background audio a little bit. I try to fix that for the music in the background, but I am hearing everyone come in audio wise on my phone just fine. As a note.
Sting.
And I had Twitch muted on my computer, so I wasn't hearing anything through there. So I'm not sure maybe if it was somehow muted on your end. But
China censored us when we started talking about gay people. That's a joke. Don't come at me.
But yeah, I don't know why
Oh,
it's coming through as fine.
no, it's working now. I
Okay.
I refreshed the page. That was
Gotcha.
strange.
Okay, perfect. I was gonna say, I thought I
It's
had that
Walla.
sorted.
Well, everyone ready for the fight tomorrow? Everyone looks pretty dour.
Probably at about this point, Destiny would be coming over.
Sure. So just as a note for you, Destiny, as you were away, you would have stepped out of the tavern for a little bit during the time that they had the conversation, just to keep an eye on other people walking by. That aspect of the Reaver, kind of that obsession keeping you up, is seemingly observing anyone who could be a candidate, and eventually you'll kind of stop spacing out in this manner and get a control of your senses again. And it just kind of reminds you that a part of yourself now, after everything, is now almost in its own little wheelhouse of processing until you finally get it fully under control. As Varangol had mentioned to you, your body wasn't ready for this forced process. It still seems that you're adjusting to it and it tries to take control, but it's not a full dominance per se. But with that, you would be able to then turn around after you had regained your senses, and that's when you'd be rejoining the party at this point, and everyone would be around at the table while the games are being played by the others.
Alrighty. I'll make my way over to the table.
So, how are you ready?
Hope so. Who needs a pep talk?
I think we all need a pep talk.
I think we don't.
Think we
I
don't.
believe in all your capabilities. Cool. We haven't known each other, but if I know your daughter, I think you'll do fine.
Well, thanks. I don't know you, but thanks for looking out for her.
Of course. We will come out of this. And
Well, you've gotten through plenty already. I think we'll be fine. Hopefully, just as long as no one dies again.
I'll do my best to make sure that doesn't happen.
Well, if I may, great moments like this are born out of great opportunity, and that's what we have right here. And that's what all of you have earned here. One big fight. You know? I see that around the table, and everyone looks really sad, really dour. Hey, and maybe if we fought them 10 times, we'd lose 9. But not tomorrow. Tonight, we're gonna clash with them. Or tomorrow, we're gonna clash with them. We're gonna stay with them. And this will be the greatest goddamn adventuring party in the world. You guys were born to be heroes. You'd be born to heroes, every one of you. You're meant to be here. This is your time. And I'm sick and tired of hearing about how hard the saga is. Screw them. This is your time. Go and take it from them. Get back to the material plane with me.
Oh, I know you don't want this. Please. Keep good hold of that coin during the fight. And I promise you, you'll see your wife again.
all be fine if we stick together.
Destiny gives a half-hearted nod as she doesn't take that as an affirmative, but the best she'll get for now.
Well, don't stay up too late, kids. I gotta go get myself prepped. And Cole will like finish the rest of his drink. You know, give an affectionate like pat on his daughter, and then get up to leave.
This is a few days still before the event, right? Or is this like the
I
day
thought it was
before?
like the night. I thought it was like the night before.
It'll work out, however, in terms of processing. It's more kind of that thematic theater of the mind style. So, if we wanted to say there's other things you want to do throughout, we could say it's the end, right before the day before the saga. But if there's things you wanted to do throughout, you could have specified a few days before. But I would imagine without anything else in mind, this would be maybe the day before.
I would be curious if Elena had come across her biological brother at any point during this week. Or even her biological father.
She would not have been visited by the father at all, though every few days she will get a letter from a satyr who acts as the messenger. Who basically it's a short form letter talking about things that he remembers from the past, like childhood, basically trying to give you as many memories that he can recollect to help you in this process.
Biological dad?
Yes, biological dad.
Okay.
So you're a youth, basically, you still can't fully piece together. He's gonna try to give you as many memories that he can remember, and it seems that it takes him a few days between each letter to try to collect his notes. But he does seem to be doing that to help Elena. The biological brother, however, you have not seen him at all, nor received any messages from him, though you believe you've seen what looks to have been one of his guard that you've seen at the court previously during the whole harp incident, always in the tavern that you guys stay at. And it looks like they kind of switch out with another elf at times. But you do get the feeling maybe you're being monitored, or it's just that busy of a place, though not really certain. That's the closest connection you seem to even have with your brother during this week.
I think she would like to go up to them. If this is like the night before, she'll finally like want to confront them. And just casually, sweetly ask, you know, you're here every night. You could always join us.
Going up to the guard.
Yeah.
So he will say, oh, sorry, I cannot. Orders. Not here on vacation, as maybe your friends are. To a degree, I know the differences, yes.
Orders? What exactly are your orders?
You'll see. You see the big spider, the one that tends to all the drinks. Well,
Yes, very fascinating.
yes. It is believed that during the nights, some of the drinks are less than what they are providing, using some other spiders' mixtures. Now, this one is special because it's not poisonous. However, using others that are not approved could result in some bad drafts. So, we've been having some of the Fae with stomach issues. So we'll see how it folds out, but I haven't seen anything that stands out.
So you're here to monitor stomach issues.
Poisoning, yes. Hopefully before it gets to the point of lethality.
Has Elena noticed any stomach issues in the last week?
No, the party seems to have been just fine. As noted, he said it seems like they might be almost kind of like microdosing at this point, like seeing if people will notice the difference, but it was enough to warrant suspicion. So they're more, it seems like they're more so concerned that eventually they might try to do more of this half and half, to getting to half and half even. And at that point, it might become more than just stomach aches, but might become deadly. But some seemingly have reported having some stomach issues. So maybe you've gotten lucky so far and just haven't gotten that drink yet. Or maybe what he's saying is just kind of loosely there. But that's the orders he explains to you. He doesn't seem
Um,
remiss about talking to you either.
she'll ask, and that's the only reason you're here?
It is the main reason I am here. Yes.
The main reason, I see. I don't suppose you'd be willing to tell me what the other reasons are.
As much as the place might soon be becoming poison, it is a nice place to play a few games. So I
And
can enjoy the
I-
drink just here.
By the way, just out of curiosity, I once saw you near my brother, what was his name again? Salias, and I was curious, what is he like? I haven't seen him.
He is a very devoted elf to your father. He serves as one of the council members. A very vocal individual. Very firm in his convictions. Maybe even a bit more firmer than your father. But that is my opinion, so don't take it too much for granted and don't let him know.
And perhaps a bit negative towards me, yes?
If he has any disposition against you, he has kept it to himself. Though,
He wasn't doing a very good job of it my first day here.
I see. I am sorry to hear that. But he is one who keeps his words stuck in his throat. At least that is how I know of him. But I am not routinely stationed with him. Royal Guard like us, we switch around.
Well, in case you decide to join us, you're absolutely welcome to, but otherwise, enjoy your night.
You as well. Do be mindful of the drinks. Don't have too many, you might be
Of
pressing your
course.
luck.
I'll be sure to let my friends know.
In more ways than one. He'll give a nod.
I'll especially be sure to let my dad know. Oh, God.
Okay. Let's see.
I'm still getting used to the name Tinder.
Yes.
It's a good name, okay?
Yeah,
Damn
so
it,
your little
like,
fire
I've been to-
elemental Tinder, for clarification, not the dating app Tinder, the little fire elemental. He will be allowed to participate as a supportive role to help you. Yes.
Okay. Okay. I guess I'll have a short discussion with Tinder
Okay.
about my expectations for him.
Okay. And just as a note, they won't recognize him as like an individual party member, so you won't be able to get access to a chosen list of the items. But he will be considered a familiar for Destiny, is how they're going to label him.
Okay. Yeah, I just imagine like Tinder being inside of my Joker.
Mhm.
Like I just hand him a sword
Yeah.
and like there's just this like little sword like flailing around near my throat.
he's
You gotta
going.
swipe right in order to like activate it.
Oh no. Yeah, the swipe left to
And-
deactivate the collar. So you, you have you obtain a little sword to try to give to Tinder in order to use. He'll say, you know, oh, sorry, I got the wrong voice there. No, I can just produce fire. It's a little bit better than a sword.
Well, I don't expect you to be using a sword. This is just a metaphor. I expect you to be pulling your weight. Otherwise, I can't guarantee your safety.
And I do the best I can. I mean, I do want to not go back home. So I'll do as much burning as I can.
Good. I'm glad that we're such good friends.
Yes, friends. he'll kind of like go back into the collar and just only poke his head a little bit.
Well, what shall we do? Is there anything we need just to prepare before this trial?
As I wait for a response from my party.
Cole's gone away, so
Oh, you had that exchange in front of everyone.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
I thought
look,
it was a private
it's
exchange.
that seems like Destiny had Tinder pop out of the collar by swiping right on the collar and had a little conversation about the tiny sword, and using the best of his little tiny fire abilities to help out for the saga. But it does seem that was all happening at the table. So there is everyone except for Cole currently, as Cole has retreated to his room for the night. And then yes, so tomorrow you'll be given the explanation of the saga before you actually begin doing so. But if you want to do any more preparations beforehand, or wait until you receive more information to prepare, it is up to you. But just for clarification, you are still at the tavern at the table when Destiny was doing that, having that mini conversation before she just posed the question about strategy.
Don't die. And he gets up and
directed at-
leaves.
Is that directed at myself or like everybody?
Just general advice. So he says that like 2 seconds of silence happen, and then he gets up and leaves.
Right then, now that we have that established.
When he leaves, I'm going to lean over to Alina.
I'm worried about him.
I could barely understand what you just said there.
God damn it. I'm worried about him.
About Lycan?
Yes.
He does have a tendency to go down pretty quickly. If
Yes.
we're honest, I'm not much better, though.
Yes, but I feel like you will do fine here. I'm afraid that he might not have the same drive that you do in this fight.
If something happens to him, I can always just heal him, or maybe I have enough diamonds, and I'll be sure to keep Revivify in store for when we need it.
Okay.
I'm sure we'll all get out of this okay. My dad, too, regardless of what you saw.
I'm sure everything will work out. But I do just want us to all be prepared for the worst Don't think about it too much. But you must keep in mind that a life can end very easily. And that goes for all of us. So I want you to also take his advice to heart. And don't die.
Again, you mean?
Again.
Well,
You-
I'll certainly try my best. On the bright side, ever since I died and came back, I have been remembering a bit more.
That's good.
There's
Do
just
you
stuff
remember
that
how to
I
Misty? Do you remember how to do that step?
the face step. Not quite.
I push you in your chair so your chair tumbles backwards.
Was Quinn here for when Cole did this exactly?
Yeah,
No.
I was.
Oh yeah, Dynasty was there.
Well, like I was listening. But
Listening. Yeah.
Beginning of like everyone's to start shoving her until she learns it.
Yep. Just get it ingrained into the body that way. No, she doesn't even go to fall back before regaining her balance. No. Phase step activates.
She just kind of glares at Justine. She's like, "My dad tried that 5 minutes ago. You think it's gonna work now?"
practice makes perfect. I'm sure you'll get it eventually.
Well, hopefully, if something goes wrong in the middle of our battle, then or the saga or whatever, I don't know. Maybe it'll activate. Pretty sure pushing me isn't gonna do anything.
It might.
It
Sometimes all
hasn't.
you need is a push.
You tried pushing me into the water just a week ago.
And did it work
Nothing.
then? Exactly. If it fails once, you try again. Why do you think I have so many arms in my backpack?
Destiny, please don't remind me.
I'll pull out Glassstaff's demon glass arm,
Mhm.
and I'll like wave it around.
Oh,
This-
now that's both.
This shows me that we are capable of great things. I know that you're capable of this.
Like cutting people's arms off.
That's my thing. Your thing is to jump from one place to another and I fire those kind of things. That's not my job, that's yours.
Right. I still think pushing isn't gonna help anything. Maybe if one of you's almost dying again, like Lycan was the first time I used it. Oh, please don't get any ideas.
Don't worry. I won't kill Lycan just so that you can learn to teleport.
In the back of Destiny's head, notes are being taken. Consider this option.
Yeah. It's like, not plan A, not plan B, but you see,
Then, in that case, we can agree too that we will make sure everyone gets out of this okay and help in whatever way possible. And maybe make sure Lycan doesn't go to the front as often.
leave that to you.
All right.
I know I'm not known for staying up most fights, but I can definitely take some hits. I'll draw their attention. You guys focus on what needs to be done.
Try to work with my dad on that. He's a little more skilled with all of this.
I'll talk to him when I get a chance.
Oh, and if you see him before I do, make sure he doesn't drink too much of the stuff that's in this tavern. I've heard word that it's a bit off, and he has a tendency to go a bit overboard.
He's already gone to bed.
Wait, have you guys been drinking that spider's juice?
Well, I haven't been drinking much of it.
Much?
It is the main
Paul's
drink.
not going to win custody if you tell the elves he's an alcoholic.
Definitely doesn't help the custody case.
Custody case. They're trying to get custody over a fully grown adult.
Yep.
All right.
Have you been drinking it?
No.
Oh, well, that's awkward.
Just be careful. I don't want you getting sick or poisoned during the fight.
Well, I haven't been drinking tonight. I'm not stupid. Still can't say that for the rest, though. Cal, you okay?
That got drunk now.
While this was happening, he got just a little lost in the sauce of the spider's drink.
He's just belligerently drunk. He's like throwing shit all over the place.
He goes to vomit, but instead the web spell comes out.
Oh god. The Lord's probably just like trying to look out any windows or something like that, or like when the arm was like being thrown around, he probably would have just been like, "I'm not associated with her. I'm not associated with her."
You will notice that, well, there is like, I would say roughly 60 or so denizens here enjoying the festivities. The sound of the streets nearby, the flowing water, the birds, nature seems to have this almost dominating music to it over the people as you're kind of looking towards the windows. It's also dominated by large window spaces, allowing as much natural light in, which, as noted here, the lighting is not really coming necessarily from a sun within the material plane, but more in this Feywild, but more so multiple points of light that act as suns. But there's different shades of color causing these rainbow-like effects everywhere. So you would be able to see that kind of trickling in every now and then as you're looking around.
Cuddle will probably just finish the last of the drink, tap Elaine on the shoulder, "Good night," and then just avoid Destiny, just probably still swinging the arm around.
Perfect.
Elena will grab his arm before he can leave and say, "Are you really gonna be okay? I don't know what's gonna happen. I'll try to keep you and everyone else safe as much as I can. But you don't have to participate."
Law will go for a hug.
Elena will hug him back and say, "Please don't die. I can't lose another friend."
I won't.
Right then, good night.
And then he goes away.
Okay. So with that, the arm flinging. Luckily, this is a Feywild. They're not too disturbed by a flinging arm of Destiny as they might be in other places. But that would leave only a few of you left at the table. If there's anything else you would like to finalize before heading to rest, as Nettie will count this as the last day of the week and kind of just preparations taking place throughout. And then we'll come back in the morning with being summoned and the final announcements of the yeah, should have got the shove off with that for the actual saga itself, and then we'll start actually getting and participating. But if there's anything else we'd like to close out with before starting next morning, feel free. Otherwise, as noted, we'll continue.
One last thing. I would like to peer into the fates on Elena.
Okay. What you will notice is, as you try to look forwards, you will see a large amount of shifting, and so I need you to get a wisdom saving throw, as you kind of feel that pressure from doing so. But the few observations that you're able to get that seem to at least match, and it's pretty much all you're going to be able to get with your save, as you'll find yourself falling onto the table, dropping the arm that you were flailing around a moment ago, a little too haphazardly, with your blackish eyes kind of taking over, and you do remain unconscious for about a minute with that save. But what you're able to get is that she seems to find herself in tears on the ground, slightly bloodied in most of the visions. The only one that is different is you see this big humanoid creature mixed with a fiendish presence, a skull for its head and blackish wings in front, as she seems to be struck by something of its effect and dies. But that is a limited version. Most of the time it seems as though she is on her knees in tears in reaction to something happening, but it's not within your vision.
All right. I come back to consciousness, cough up some blood, wipe the blood from my eyes, and hopefully she didn't notice.
I would say
I
there's
just
still a few at the table now. It'd be more easy to notice, and the lack of the flinging arm might be more of a visual indicator something's wrong.
yeah. Basically what you would have seen is like I'm looking into your eyes, and then suddenly my eyes turn black, blood starts to pour out, I cough up a bunch of blood and just head smack the table.
And then get up like everything's fine and try to play it off like nothing happened just now.
I'm only confused. Are you sure you're gonna be okay this time?
Yeah, I need to make sure that I don't do that again.
Do what? Did you wait? Did you just do that weird Berengal thing?
Maybe.
And you were looking at me.
Yes.
Oh, am I gonna die? Oh, please don't tell. No, you know what? Don't tell me. I don't want to know. I already know enough that I really didn't need to about my father. So, whatever happens, just give me a thumbs up if it's okay.
I'll give you a half-hearted smile, and then I'll give you a hug and go to bed.
Everything
After I
but a
give
thumbs up.
Well, with that positive reaction, I guess I'll be going to bed too. Before I decide to change my mind and take a drink of that spider venom. just kind of hobble up to her room. Which probably won't sleep well.
All right. But with that, you will all wake up the next morning. You'll notice you have your own hallway for that amount of rooms you guys have for individuals. So you'll all see some blackish shadow underneath each one of your doors as you're kind of getting up. as there's something quite tall in the hallway, and then you'll kind of hear this creaking sound on the wood, following it up by something heavy, and it stops in the hallway. Doesn't seem to go to any one of your doors, and then just seems to wait. But for some, that might have woken you up. For others, it's just kind of a visual thing that's happening. So, I'd like to respond to that, Cam. But as you guys have your own individual rooms, and it's squared away in its own kind of hallway, for reference.
This is in the morning or at night?
This is the morning. There's no the
I'm
sound of
ass-
it kind of moving forwards might have woken people up, or if someone was an early riser, they would have visibly seen the dark kind of taking out the lighting from underneath the door.
I'll open my door, but with my gear on.
Okay. Is anyone else taking the chance to open the door as soon as they try to come out of their room, or is everyone kind of waiting to see who someone else opens the door first?
I'd say since Elena hadn't slept well, she would have been awake sooner than others and would have definitely noticed. I think she would cautiously move to the door with, I don't know, she'd like grab a book or something ready to whack someone.
Okay.
No, she'd have her light crossbow and she'd have it prepared for whatever's in front of her door.
Okay. All right, so holding in front of the door, or opening the door, and kind of keeping it ready while the door's open. Clarification.
She'd have her hand on the handle, and any sudden noises that she hears outside, she'll swing the door open.
Okay. Lycan, Claire, and Destiny, any responses?
Lycan will open the door and just open it like a crack just to peer into the hallway.
Okay.
I will, great axe in hand, give it a twirl, and just open the door fast.
Okay. Valor.
Will stare at, be in front of the door, just like, silently breathing in and out, and after one last, just pushes the door open.
Okay. So, with some holding their doors, some doing a slight peek, and others swinging their doors open. Those that do swing the door open will see at the front of the hallway here, there is a very tall, kind of like his head is roughly touching the top of the hallway, but he is abnormally skinny for the creature that he is, as you see a minotaur, who is almost like tall and slim. It looks very unorthodox to regular minotaurs, but what you will see on his head, which is almost kind of being folded by the ceiling, is a wizard's hat. It's kind of almost drooping down his face because it's being pushed by the ceiling. It doesn't quite fit. He's not wearing wizard robes. He's almost entirely shirtless with a few kind of straps over his shoulders that hold his kind of half pants that will go from the waist just to the knees. You will see that he has a staff on his back that's where the straps are connected to. He does seem to be holding a book in his hand, and he will go, "Oh, I didn't mean to alert you so, but you are the ones for the tournament, the saga, yes."
Outside, Elena will finally swing the door open and like throw her light crossbow in his direction. She wouldn't shoot it; she'd be like, and
No need.
while Coley would be on her shoulder, just kind of like tilting its head, like, ooh.
Perfect. He'll kind of see the crossbow. He doesn't seem to flinch really, but he'll just go, "Oh, no need. A guide is what I am. Yes."
Guide, right? Because today's that day, of course.
Well, take us to your leader.
Oh, we don't see the Fey Warden just yet. But I am Mukash. I will explain this saga to you. Yes. Please, when you're ready, follow me. We will talk on the way to the arena to save some time.
Let's go.
With a
Oh,
strangely
I think I'll get dressed real quick first. 'Cause I'm assuming like some of them are still in their PJs or something.
yeah, not fully done. So, uh, he'll nod. But once you are ready, you'll notice the gentle giant minotaur, who's a wizard, will allow you, if I'll lead you guys towards the arena as you're kind of making your way through the city. Dozens of patrons are getting to kind of cheer you on, or some are booing you. There's a mixture, about 50-50, I would say, currently, between the two as you're making your way. The guards are making space on the roads for you to be able to get to the arena, similar to somewhat of a half escort. And as Mukash will begin speaking, he will take out his staff and kind of hold it, like kind of keeping it to make the crowd move out of the way. He will say, the saga that was chosen is known as the Tale of the Five Heroes. It will begin with it'll act in three stages: the Defenders, the Shadow, and the Guardians. Each of which will, oh, sorry, the Guardians and the Vanquishers, the last one. So it's, there we go. Defenders, Guardians, and Vanquishers. Each of which is a retelling of the five heroes: Elorian Starfire, Yandara Moonshadow, Thalor Swiftblade, Caliph Silverleaf, and Rao Dogbringer. Each were crucial to the Summer Grove's existence. It is quite an honor to be able to reenact their history, even though your circumstances are not as intentional for such honor. Do keep in mind that you are being or acting as representatives for the event. You'll be taking on henchmen of each of the main enemies. You'll notice he'll kind of push some of the people aside as he's making his space to get through, and he'll say, once you have defeated the henchmen, you'll be then taking on the leader of each of the sagas. Between, there will be an hour reprieve. This is given for you to recover, but it's also allowed for betting, which will be taking place throughout each stage. Most of the bets have already been placed, and I don't want to wish you bad luck, but the luck is not in your favor, at least by the bets. But maybe that'll change after the first round, no? After the final saga final stage of the saga is completed, there will be a reminiscence, a telling of the tale and its true ending. Then, once that is done, the judgment will be passed in regards to Lady Korra in the trial of the Feywilds.
Can you tell us what the true ending was?
He'll say, two of the heroes, Alarian and Andara, had sacrificed themselves in the final stage to defeat that enemy. They do not return. Another, Thalor Swiftblade, had perished, but was able to be brought back, unlike the other two. The other two became representatives of the Summer Grove. Caliph Silverleaf was the first Fey Warden for the Summer Grove. They are Lightbringer, the first religious movement, a foundation here for some. Thalor, after recovering, began to teach others, but he had left the grove to go teach adventurers in the material plane. That is what
Thank
we
you.
know from the town. Yes. You'll be given a choice of weapons. You'll see them when we arrive. There'll be limitations, but that is for the guards to tell you. If you have anything else that is required to ask, feel free. I can at least answer some. But if it regards the weaponry or the actual combat, I cannot expose too much. You'll notice the arena in sight as he says this in the distance. It looks like a very massive amphitheater that seems to have been redesigned. Think of a Greek amphitheater where it does a half U shape, or does a full U shape, sorry. With kind of that, inside the U, there's the arena itself. In this case, as noted, it seems to be a theater redesigned to function as an arena for the time being that you are approaching. As he poses, if you have any questions about more or less the outside of the saga, things of that nature. But he says anything about the weapons or the other more mechanical rulings, he seems to default to the guards to explain that to you.
And everyone will be witness for this?
Yes, I'll be attending. To my knowledge, it is a major event. We do not hold sagas very often, so you'll have all of the Summer Grove in attendance.
So like our deaths are some kind of spectacle, I see.
Let's go. I hate long waits.
Yeah, I do apologize. The roads are very busy. They're very much looking forward to it. He'll start pushing more people aside very gently as he tries to keep getting his way through. So, but you will reach the gate. Mukash will introduce you as the heroes of the saga, as they will open the gates, the back entrance to you to allow you to enter onto the scene. What you will notice is, let me bring us over now to the arena map, make sure everything is set up properly in Roll20. It's being nice. There we are. Should be good. Make sure that transferred over since we just did the scene change. And let's see. I see. We're just missing these tokens. There we go. And I'll switch this to this. As you're at the arena. As you look around, you will notice the upper portion up here. I'll drag your vision here. Is filled with weaponry. Tomes, staffs, darts, blades, shields, armor is all on display. All shimmering with different lights and glows. Elven craftsmanship adorn everything here. You'll see the Royal Guard are moving about, kind of making sure the seating and everything like that's going to be organized before people start pouring in. You will notice off of the map, but to the south here, there is a high-rise structure that is designed to be for the Fey Warden and his council to be in attendance and to watch from more of a top point of view. But it's not currently on the map, but is just about 10 feet off of where the map ends. As Mukash will give you all a kind of a nod and farewell, he's not allowed to enter through the back gate. He's not allowed to enter into the main arena at this point. He's just kind of got you there. The guards will note to you. You are each allowed to take up to 2 items. However, if one of the heroes decides to forgo choosing a weapon, then another can take up to 3 total. Once your weapons, items, or armor have been decided, the rest will be taken away from the field. For your knowledge, around the arena, there will be placed a barrier. The top of the structure is available to enter, but not exit. The grass will be guarded up to the edge of where the stairs are. You will not be able to go upon the stairs. Any magic that you cast will not be able to go through, and you will be effectively locked within this portion of the arena during the entirety of this saga.
What about vertical?
Vertical, to my knowledge, is about 50 feet before you will hit the top of the barrier.
And mundane items like armors and shields and swords that aren't on the list, are they just normal or are they different?
The items that are on the pedestal are simply of a limited category. Once those are chosen, any additional items that are of a standard category, such as armor, shields, weapons that are not chosen, and the mid stage, you can request access for. So, if for example, you decide to not take the special plate armor on display, you can choose a regular magical plate armor instead, and it will not count against your limitation. Same thing for weapons.
That's all +1, right?
Yeah, out of character, yes.
And I can take as many of those as I want?
You can, yeah, so you can take a +1 armor, you can take a +1 shield if you want, but you're only limited to up to 2 normally, 3 with an exception on the center area, which is the one that I shared to you guys, the items there.
Oh, but like out of the item list, if it's just like items, right? Like daggers and swords and whatever, right? We can have as many of those we want.
For the event, yeah. So like, Lycan can have like 80 darts, and it wouldn't be an issue for him. He could just have that many darts, so he can constantly keep throwing +1 magic darts, and it won't be an issue.
Right. I'm gonna start loading up on all the magic shit, all the +1 shit I can carry.
So we'd be taking 2 elf magic items and then any normal items that we want.
Right. So yeah, you get the chosen of the elvic magic items within the shared document, and you get up to 2 of those normally. If you decide to forego one person can take up to 3. And then anything else, you have to request it, but they will provide it to a certain degree. You can't request 44 +1 greatswords and expect them to give you 40. But you can request a +1 great sword. You can request a plate armor and a shield, and they will provide it for you upon request.
Okay, I've written down on my sheet because I assume this would be all right. A rapier, studded leather armor, 6 daggers, a net, and a shield.
Perfectly fine.
Everyone take 10 nets.
Yeah. I already normally carry a bunch of nets, like, so I'll take like a handful of nets, maybe a handful of daggers, and
Yeah,
then
I'll take more than 1 net.
if they also have like a light crossbow, then she'll take that too.
Okay.
Remember other stuff too, like ball bearings, caltrops, oil.
And of course the crossbow. About 20 bolts should be okay. In fact, that's more than okay, I think.
I don't know.
Well,
I'm gonna take some bottles of oil if they have it.
Yes, flasks of oil. They will give you 5 flasks.
Any healing potions?
They will explain to you. So what you'll explain is you will say, during your hour of reprieve, you'll be able to take a short rest, and potions will be given to you. But it depends on which saga.
See, okay.
You are allowed to take any that you already have with you, however.
Which is nothing for me. Cole arrived in the Feywild pretty much naked. I've just been taking every item.
Damn. We got all this gold right now. We should have bought some fucking potions.
So, and we should put this stuff in our character sheet.
Yes.
Destiny, grab a bunch of javelins if there's flying enemies.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take javelins, and I guess I can't bring my normal axe, so I'll just take one of their great axes.
Okay.
You have Great Weapon Master, right?
Mm-hmm.
So grab a glaive. You get 10-foot reach.
Yeah, but then if they're within 5 feet of me, then I have to attack with disadvantage.
No, not true.
Oh.
No, you get 10-foot reach with a pole arm.
Oh.
It's just so you won't get gang up if you're 10 feet away, but if something is 10 feet away, you can sentinel it from 10 feet.
Hmm.
Change this over to entering the. Go to the crowd.
And they're all +1 items.
Yes, as noted. Aside from the ones that are in your guys' personal list, they are going to be +1 items. And then, just as a note, we will take our break here. So let's see.
Right.
Let's come back. Let me change this over to here. And then we'll be back at 22, and I'll put a Discord for us as well.
So I got a tactic switch up because of the format of this has changed a bit. How many rounds are we doing of this? How many bouts was it? Anyone remember?
I think it was 3.
3 bouts. So you know your super special thing where you get to sanctify the ground?
Yeah.
Save it for the last one. Unless we're in real dire straits. Like, let's not burn everything now.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm going to uncheck the items that I can't bring in with me.
6 total. 1 henchman and 1 boss, 3 sets. I don't get 6 total. So 6 rounds or 3 rounds?
I cannot recall.
Oh, he wrote it in general, but I don't understand.
Oh, hold on. Trying to figure out my character sheet first.
Hmm.
Remember the rules. Use gang up. 1 at a time. Don't spread the damage. Concentrate it on the foes. And, yeah, because it's a few rounds. I'm not going to burn my once a day things until I need to.
I also do have some potions on me. So if we're allowed to keep those, then I'm going to give a lesser health potion to... I'll give a common health potion to Cole.
Okay.
And I'll give a lesser health potion to Elena. And then 1 to...
Heads up, I got it. 2 lesser and 1 common, so.
Right, and I'll give a lesser to Lycan.
Alright, Lycan, remember when you're grabbing that shield, right? You've got the shield. Not Lycan, Kalor.
Hmm.
It's usable once a day, so don't drop that thing till we need to use the aura.
Fight the henchman, then move straight to the boss. They consider separate fights. 2 fights per saga, therefore.
Straight to the boss. And then consider separate fights. 2 fights. Okay. Alright. 3 bunch of lackeys, 3 bunch of bosses. AoE, I best for the henchman, and nuke attacks on the boss.
I'll be right back.
I hope
As
you're,
for equipment,
yeah, go ahead.
I'm taking a glaive, a great axe, 5 javelins, half plate, rage heart amulet, and then the totem of the ancestors.
Grab a net. I think if you want to crazy grapple something or something flies off and starts spinning around, you can net it.
Yeah. That should be good.
You don't think we need any like utility stuff like rope, caltrops, ball bearings?
A +1 ladder.
What's that do? Just go an extra foot higher?
Yeah, why not? Like at the beginning of the campaign, I did have any money, so I couldn't even buy a fucking ladder. I was like, I wanted to buy ball bearings. I couldn't buy a
You can
ladder.
buy.
Couldn't do it.
We get a. There's random shit like let's get a canoe in case it fills with water.
Oh hell yeah!
That was the thing in the Coliseum. They'd like fill it with a bit of water and people would fight crocodiles and all sorts of shit.
Yeah. Also shoot off the heads of ostriches.
It could be chariots. We might have to deal with mounted combatants. We're just discussing item. Everyone grab some essentials like I think net. I got oil, so if anything catches fire, you can chuck some oil on them. I don't know if they'd allow poisons. If anyone wants to poison their weapons, should have grabbed some from that spider.
And 6 fights. I have 3 rages.
We're not using the rage on the first one. So you can use 1 rage per boss, let's say. But
Yeah.
remember, if we go straight into a boss, right, from the henchman, and it could be within the same minute. Because I'm mostly fighter, I'll be action surging each bout, but I'll save it for bosses. Or unless I really need to drop it for something else. We don't have any potions like in whatever's in your inventory. But we get inferred that we get a little bit of a heal up between each fight.
Added 25 bolts, 5 daggers, 5 nets, and I have the light crossbow +1.
And if you assume, DM, that any weapons we expend, like we throw, we can pick up between the fights to re-add them to our inventory?
You have an hour between, so yes.
Alright.
Are we in the break at the moment?
We're waiting to start fighting, yeah.
still be able to wear things like my cloak of protection? I think that's something I
We
had to attune to, right?
can't have any of our own items.
But it was an attunement of mine.
We can't have any of our own items.
So okay.
So you don't have it with you.
I didn't write anything in. Not even my chain shirt?
No, nothing. So to be honest, you get a better chain shirt. You get a +1.
That's true.
I hear them chanting, kill, 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 kill.
These elves are savage. We have to just mop the floor and do the "Are you not entertained" speech.
Okay, I'm assuming like okay, so we can't include anything like our pouches or our packs.
No, nothing from Faerun is in this fight.
Except for our common clothes, I'm assuming.
No, we're naked. Like it's Greek style.
You are given ceremonial attire fit for fighting purposes. For clarification.
Let's see.
So as we come back here. Yes,
Get our face skins.
you are not in
No.
Fey birthday suits to fight in this arena.
Yeah, Elena has to fight naked in front of her 2 dads.
God.
For the entire Feywild. No.
Don't worry,
You're given
Cole's naked too.
ceremonial attire to fit. Whether you want it to be like robes or like an overcoat or something is up to you. They have a few different options for attire, but it is going to match kind of what the heroes were wearing at the time of the tale. Yeah.
If I'm given a dress, I'll make a big, I'll just rip up the side of it so that my legs are free.
They will look at you with a more of a blanket stare. And the guard will say to you, "If asked, it was damaged in the fight when returned."
Whatever you say.
That is what you will say. He kind of gives you a nod. But he doesn't seem to make too much of a fuss afterwards. He just tries to make sure you'll cover him for him, keep allowing you to do what you just did, as well.
Nice.
But yeah, you are able to cut the dress as you had done, as a note. But yeah, so aside from that, the crowd will begin pouring in at this point, as you're locking in your choices of items. Then everyone does have their decisions squared away and updated, just for clarification.
Yeah, I haven't changed since I told you yesterday or the day before.
Heard. You should have access to that sheet as well when ready. Should be right above.
Oh, I see.
But then everyone else has the items added to their sheet. Is there anything missing, just for clarification, before we get into it?
So one thing, DM, one rule clarification. So on that spell, any spell cast on myself, it also gets cast on the steed, right? That's on the rules for Find Greater Steed. So if I cast Spirit Guardians on myself, or does it also have it? Because that's on myself.
I don't believe that counts as a separate instance. I will double check
What
for
about
verification.
Spirit? What about not Spirit Guard, Spirit Shroud? So if I did extra D8 of damage, would it also do extra D8 of damage?
For Spirit Shroud, I believe so. I'm not certain about Guardians, but for Spirit Shroud, that does seem to stand out, at least in my understanding.
Right. So if I went invisible, it would go invisible.
Yes.
If I did invisibility, all right.
Yeah, things like that automatically go over. Shield of Faith or a shield spell also both will transfer just like that.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Okay, cool. We're in good shape here. Are we about to start?
Yes, just want to make sure. Let's see. Okay, yeah, Spirit Guardians would not work with Fine Gitter Seed as it targets you an area of effect and the creatures that begin their turn in said area of effect.
Okay.
But like Spirit Shroud, since it is simply focused on you, it does not constitute anything else area effect wise, then yes, that would work. As noted, Shield of Faith, things of that nature would work for the instance
Okay.
of that transference.
If we're about to start, I'm gonna whistle to the sky.
Mhm.
And I'll look to Elena and said, I know you've got Collie, but I called in something bigger.
Perfect. I would like each of you to note your item that you guys have chosen, and I'll give you a little bit of a description for it as well as you're using them. So since you just did the whistle, I'll have you go first. So you can note to the other members as well. So probably just the name of the item, and I'll give a brief description of what it is, and then we'll note what that something bigger is.
Okay, my first item is the Tome of Arcane Knowledge.
So the Tome of Arcane Knowledge you'll see has a silvery back to it, and then there's kind of gold interlays. Elven writing and arcane symbols of advanced nature are kind of inscribed alongside of it. You'll see the pages seem to shift on their own, immediately going to wherever you had locked in as you had called up towards the sky. And as that page flings open on its own, you will all see, as he says he calls something bigger, a griffin begin to manifest and appear. What type of form out of it that's limited options of griffin, fey fiend, like in terms of appearance, do you summon?
Oh, just the traditional. You know the griffins that, and there's griffins that patrol and protect Waterdeep. So one of them,
Okay,
like a Faerunian griffin,
sure. That's the version that you'll be able to summon. And that's
and I'll mount it.
Yep. And then your secondary item?
Oh, it's the orb. All right, I just lost my page. Arcane Focus Crystal.
So, with that, what you'll notice is it's about the size of your hand. It's a double pyramid at the top and the bottom, and a cylindrical in the middle. It looks to be a multicolored gem, and you can see raw magical energy swirling in its center, going up and down to both ends, kind of like a circuit running in a circle. As a note, as you're now holding it. And then with that, as you go up into the air, how high do you want to go? As I noted, 50 is the highest you can go currently.
As a display to the crowd, I'll go as high as I can.
Okay, so the crowd starts cheering as you go up to the top, and I begin hovering there. Who would like to go next for item and what they would like to do?
I'll go. My first item is the Rage Heart Amulet.
Noted. With the Rage Heart Amulet, you will see that it is not a physical heart. It seems to be designed as such. However, it's made out of clay. You can notice that there is the same kind of channels within the heart that are visible, and as you kind of move around, it has this faint humming tune to it as wind blows through it. As it is made to be worn as a necklace, but can be wrapped around to fit as a bracelet on your person.
Perfect item for me. My second item is the totem of the ancestors.
Okay. The totem is a bit interesting in terms of design. It's meant to be a shoulder rest. So on both sides, there is a kind of a clamp that goes over the shoulder and then locks it. It doesn't completely go over and wrap around under the armpits, but it does go over the chest and kind of presses itself there, and onto the back a little bit down, it will lock in as well. And each part of it is designed as a totem style, or kind of from the bottom up, and each one of them has different animals and symbols and elves upon it.
Nice.
So,
And then with that, I'm going to. Can I step off this platform, or do I have to stay on here?
you are able to leave the platform. Just for clarification, I'll give you a little visual marker with a little yellow line. It'll be where what you are limited to travel upon. So, but in essence, you are able to go everywhere except to leave the arena itself, and you cannot go on the stairs. So, all of the open grass and ground, the theater itself, platform, you're able to go upon up to the top, and then at the edge of the map is where it'll get cut off as well. So, bring this up. Okay, you should be able to see that yellow line. That is the fighting area space that you will have for the duration.
I'll step down off the stairs and beside the griffin. I guess the griffin is not here anymore. He's flying around right now. And I'll just stand at the ready, look back at my party, and give them a nod and a worried look to Elena.
Elena will force herself to ignore that look, and she will be next up to grab her items.
On seeing that exchange, like Cole yelled down, like, "Don't worry, you got this, kid." To Dusty.
And Elena will pick the Mace of Divine Wrath.
Okay. Mace of Divine Wrath coming up. Let's see. You will notice that this one has a platinum hilt to it, and then a mithril lining as it goes up towards the top of it, and then it's coated in this, what would you imagine would normally be something actually like ward away most Fae. It's this cold iron that has this kind of chilliness to it. And then as you kind of grip it further in your hand, a radiating glow will seem to emanate from it, and you feel this internal rage. It doesn't seem to take over you, but you kind of feel like you're definitely pissed off and more irritable holding this mace.
Okay. And the second one would be Orb of Elemental Control.
Okay. Orb Elemental Control will be a spherical, about the size of a baseball. It has blue, red, white, and brown kind of mixtures of the elements swirling around in it constantly, shifting and almost battling for control of the orb, but never succeeding. There is almost this natural balance of the elements fighting that can never truly get the edge over the other as you're holding it in your hand. Any
Elena
other stance
will
or things
just
like that
kind
you
of like she'll just like look a little more like her eyes will be lit up as if like there's a fire in there, and she'll be like, "We can do this!" She's waving the mace around.
Color will go next, and for my first item, I would choose Dagger of Shadows.
do? So With the Dagger of Shadows, you will notice that it is just within the realm of dagger, right before short sword in terms of length. It has this very similar to obsidian-like color, but it's a strange metal. It doesn't appear to be a natural metal, but it's blackish with a very like silverish color sharpness to it, running alongside the edges. The hilt itself has a ruby built into the base of it, and then the grip is made out of this very kind of light material that you feel, and it seems as though once you get a good grip of it, it kind of grips you back, kind of strengthening upon you as you see the shadows of darkness kind of wrap around the dagger and then creep up your hand about to your elbow while you're holding on to it, and it'll continue to manifest there, almost kind of like an ooze of sorts, but no physicalness to it.
And for my second item, I will grab Shield of the Sentinel.
Okay. With
All good?
Shield of the Sentinel, yep. What you will notice is this shield is not an ordinary shield, but is a tower shield. So therefore, a base tower shield has a +3 bonus to AC normally. So therefore, with that +1, it is a +4 to armor class. A base feature of the tower shield, just as a reference, it does limit your movement speed by 5, but you are able to use your bonus action during your turn to raise up that shield to provide cover for allies behind you within a 15-foot line, giving them +2 to their AC and +2 to dexterity saves as you take the hit. So that is something there is something that has to be additionally noted for that shield. So yeah, bonus action, you can raise that shield to add 2 additional to your AC and also to the back line of your allies within a 15-foot line behind you. It's also 2 dexterity saves.
My ass will not remember that.
I'm gonna type it onto your sheet as well, onto your.
Okay, thank you.
Do you save it on your sheet or on your features and traits, or did you save it on your in your equipment for reference? I'll put it wherever you have it there.
I'll put it on the features and traits.
Okay.
Let's scroll that shit down more.
Okay, I'll just add that for you. The base stuff in there. But the Shield of Sentinel will have a depiction of an elven warden on the shield, standing there with the shield kind of resting on where the ground would be, kind of covering almost up to his lower waist. And he stands there just kind of staring out very stoically. The rest is just kind of elven embroidery.
And as Kalor just picks up the shield, he slams on the ground twice and looks to Elena and nods. And then goes to Light and be like, "Your turn."
Braces of the Serene Fist.
Okay, Serene Fist, heard. Okay, I'm just gonna pop.
So sorry, I ended that sentence like I was going to say more.
Okay. Shield of Sentinel is there. Okay, should be able to see it now. And then Serene Fist. Nope. So, Gracious of Serene Fist, what you will notice is that these are very close to being brass knuckles. However, instead of just kind of going around knuckles, they will go over the back of the hand and around towards the wrist slightly. More so on the top than they are at the bottom or the inside of the hand. And you'll see golden embroidery, but in the design, it has a fist designed on the top of it to kind of go over, almost matching a smaller form where the knuckles, your actual knuckles are. And then you'll see this yin and yang like symbol shifting through within the fist itself in the design. They look very heavy, but they're very light on you, is what you'll notice.
And second, he'll grab the Amulet of Tranquility.
That you'll notice will be positioned to go around your neck. What you will see is this very large blue gem that as soon as you place on the necklace, the gem will kind of glow and you'll feel almost very much at peace. A sense of calmness takes over your kind of being as it seems to kind of give this passive like effect. It is made of gold and platinum kind of chains that wrap around to the center point. The bluish gem. And then noting for positioning as well. And doing any of the gladiatorial stances or things of that nature in the meantime, or waiting for waiting for it to be queued in for the first Daga bout.
No, he's good.
Kalora, Destiny, Elena, or now Cole on the Griffin, trying to get the attention. Anything else you'd like to declare before it looks like there is a speaker? There's a large horn underneath the watchtower that you see gets placed up while you're grabbing your items and preparing, and he will begin speaking through that horn momentarily. Is there any crowd rising things that you would like to do beforehand?
Elena, do you have anything to say? It's your people. Overthrow the king.
Talk shit about your dad.
Yeah. Who here voted for that guy?
I can't say much about him since I don't know much about him. He's been sending me letters and anyway, uh, needless to say, I think we'll do just fine. And she's just like smiling at the mace. It's giving her some like sudden boost of like, I wouldn't say necessarily like energy, just like she looks almost a little wild. And she'll kind of point her mace at the bleachers or whatever that is. And she'll say, just pretend they're not there. Don't get stage fright. And if you do look at them, pretend they're all naked. And we should be fine.
Like us. No. All right.
And you know, of course, as Lycan said very importantly last night, don't die. You know, Dad, you're way better at these speeches than I am.
Speeches, eh? Are they waiting for? Are they like looking us to make a speech?
Well, as
Oh,
noted,
you already did that stuff last night. I think we're okay, right? Maybe.
He did my inspirational speech to everybody.
as noted, the crowd is definitely still like getting in their seats, getting ready. They are watching you on the Griffin right now. But as the main speaker is just about getting ready to start, you could try to, you want to do a crowd raising inspirational speech if you feel like Cole, that's something Cole would do. You could do so. Otherwise, we'll move to the speaker beginning to announce the saga and doing the telling of the tale.
I will booming blade the air, like, and I'll say, "We're the party of the Stunless. I'm here with your Princess Elena. We're here to free her mother."
Dad, here I'm called Rayona.
Oops.
He tries to give the line, but then makes a slight mistake there.
Elena will be looking out around the crowd, seemingly trying to seek out the faces of her biological brother and father.
They have not
Probably
risen
in the.
to the watchtower just yet, as a note. So you see the empty seats are up there, but they are not currently in them yet.
All right, let's wait and get this over with.
Okay. And so with that, you will hear the announcer begin to speak. Everyone will go silent, so no more kill, kill, kill preparation chants for the time being. But those will resume, most certainly. As the speaker will begin, he will say, "We are gathered to recall the tales of the 5 heroes of old. Alarion Starfire, the Elven Wizard, Eldara Moonshadow, the Elven Ranger, Thalor Swiftblade, the Elven Rogue, Caliph Silverleaf, the Elven Druid, and Lariel Dawnbringer, the Elven Cleric. Within the first tale of our saga will be known as the Defenders of the Elven Home, before the elves had settled in the Summer Grove, to the Eladrin they have become. This first conflict regards a looming shadow over all planes, one of many heads and many colors. The peaceful Ivan enclave had come under threat of a dark force spreading through their ancient forest. The once beautiful glades now shrouded in shadow and fear as creatures of darkness terrorized the elven people. This source of darkness was a black dragon named Nakalith the Shadowed, a fearsome creature driven by greed and malice, said to be an agent of the one known and feared as Tiamat. The party formed in response as a desperate plea from the Elven Council, each bringing their unique strengths and skills and their loyalty to their people and a desire to protect their homeland. They journeyed to the dark forest. As he says this, you'll notice in the surrounding areas this visual illusion of a forest will set place in the arena. You'll be able to see bushes, trees, and other landscapes in the distance, almost mirroring in, but don't appear to be physical in nature as he continues to speak. Facing numerous challenges, such as corrupted creatures. As he says corrupted creatures, you will begin noticing creatures beginning to manifest. However, instead of simply illusions, these appear to be real, and he does cease speaking as they appear, as you do see 7 shadow drakes. And let me pull us over to the combat map, and I'm going to add the drakes into
Let's do this.
overview here. So, as he stops speaking, the drakes manifest. Don't appear to be illusions, but real in this case. We will go into initiative as they immediately are hostile. So with that, I'm going to pop up in turn order and we'll get the audio back in here as you'll hear the crowd cheering for the henchman fight. I'll cue in the next soundtrack when we get to the boss.
I'm assuming my mount is my initiative as well.
Yes, it shares your initiative. You can have it as noted start at the top of your turn or at the end of your turn,
Gotcha.
but it will follow. If you do anything other than movement, if you use it for movement while mounted, you can use it simultaneously for clarification.
Okay. Yeah, flying enemies right up the bat.
And a little bit of a heads up about what the boss of the first saga is going to be as well. So, let us see here. Get all these
Dragon on the
guys.
first round.
Yep. Only good way to start an arena. Start with a dragon. Alright. Make sure that's showing up perfectly. Perfect. Alright, and then with that, set it to descending. And with that, we have it will be pop open your art. And when you are ready, as noted, you guys will have time to strategize at the top of each round. And then when we're in, you'll just have your normal response time, just for reference. So, full color. There we are. And background.
Okay.
Alright, color.
More
when you're
down,
ready.
guys. Yeah, rest of them all
Think
get. Okay. So yeah, that's 30. Okay. Oh, off to a great start, guys. I can't reach any of them. So what I will do? What can I reach with?
You throw something at him? Ranged attack?
I'm a rogue. Remember, I have bonus action and shit.
Oh yeah, dash him.
Yeah. Okay, so gonna position myself. Yeah, here. Okay. Bonus action dash into like around here. And I'll just make my only attack to the Shadow Drake up here.
Okay.
Hang on, I should probably edit my that dagger in my thing to be +1, right?
Let's see. Yes, would be +1.
+1. +1.
Yeah, well, it'll be in the compendium, so you could drag and drop as well. If you need me to, I
Oh,
can
compendium.
as well.
Yes, please.
Okay, yeah, I can gather for you real quick.
Thank you. I should have asked first. Sorry.
All good. Going with the rapier +1. Coming up. Okay.
Oh, it'll be the
And
dagger.
Dagger. Got it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's my main attack. Sorry.
No worries.
Oh yeah, and will I'll just probably roll with the extra 1d6.
I can add
sneak
into
attack.
your damage as well, casting. There you go.
Oh.
So the extra 1d6 will just be an extra check on feature. I'll just turn it on for you since it's going to be always active when using the dagger.
Yeah, all good. Bop. Yep, 17. +7. Will that hit?
17 will just connect for clarification.
Okay. Okay. Bonus action used, action used. Okay, I'll end my turn there.
Alright. As you end your turn, we'll go to Destiny. Will all notice it hasn't seemed to retroactively take place just yet, but you will begin to see throughout the illusioned forest this blackish mass of shadow and veils seem to be kind of taking place and filling the area. It feels like something is boiling up, but has not occurred just yet. As Destiny, it is your go.
All right, I'm going to run up and across, jump toward the other side of this drake. Ooh, and I go here and I go, "Wah!" Land on the ground. And I'm going to grip onto my brand new fancy dancy great axe and recklessly attack it with Great Weapon Master. So advantage.
That's a good one.
19.
19 will connect.
Damn, bad rolls. 20 damage on the first hit.
That will... see. You strike the creature. With that hit, you will notice it will recoil in pain. Noting these creatures at this point are definitely physical enough to sensate pain. So while they might be fully some sort of conjuration, they almost seem more lifelike in this instance, as that hit will take them from what would have been just outside the wounded condition to death's door.
All right. Second attack. No Great Weapon Master.
Okay.
But still reckless. Ooh. Pachow. Natural 20.
Oh, why didn't you Great Weapon Master?
Doesn't matter. For just like 14 damage.
Damage. That is enough to take down the first Drake. As you go to take off one of its arms, is the closest thing to its legs, as closest thing to its arms, technically. As your souvenir, you will notice it disperses into nothing as you give it a killing blow.
Well, I have no more movement, so I will end my turn here.
Okay, that was Destiny. And then now we will switch over to one of these Shadow Drakes. So we'll bring them up. There we are. But before their turn, at 20, there does seem to be a layer effect in action, which was the thing you had noticed boiling up. As this will be a corrosive eruption as acid seems to burst, erupting from the ground. Rising up, it is going to be a 5-foot wide, 30-foot long line of acid, requiring a dexterity saving throw. The line will shoot from Kalor through Destiny, just as a reference. So only the two of you will have to give me a dex save. It is visible, so your barbarian feature will trigger. Just as a note.
Thank you.
And then, let's see. Yeah, dex save. See what happens for damage. And then with that, Destiny, you will succeed. So you'll take half damage, and the acid will not seem to stick upon you to deal additional damage. So you're only going to take a base 2 damage after halved for succeeding. However, for Kalor, you will be taking, as you just failed with a 14, you'll be taking 5 acid damage, and the acid will stick to you like a corrosiveness. And at the start of your turn, you'll begin to take more acid damage until you use an entire action, not your whole turn, but just the action, to get it off of your person. No required check to do so, but it will consume an action. Otherwise, you'll subsequently take damage from the acid. And I will mark that on your token.
With the acid, is it start of turn or end of turn? Sorry, I'm
start of turn. Oh, good. Start of turn.
Okay.
So, it will now go to the actual Drake's turn. It is going to fly up to the Griffin in the air, catch up to Cole. Let's see. It does have 60 of fly, so it is going to get just outside of the Griffin's reach. Before looking towards you, Cole, and the Griffin, it is going to release an acid breath. 20-foot line, 5 feet wide, going through you and the Griffin. Both of you will do a dexterity saving throw.
Alright, so I just roll dex for the Griffin, right?
I believe both of you technically would roll. For the
I just don't
damage.
have a save button on that
Oh,
thing.
you should have control over it when you click the token. Oh, I'm noticing that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm not seeing the token on for some reason on my Firefox version,
works.
but I see it on Chrome. Odd.
Well, let me do the. That was the Dex. Oh, that was the Griffin. So let me do
Yeah.
me. But I don't have buttons for Cole. I gotta go to his character sheet.
Oh, I see. I can. That's what you're referring to. Okay. Checks. Ah, okay. The API is down. I can fix that in just a moment.
That's alright. I just do have my character sheet for now. 28 on Cole.
28 will succeed. So, let me grab here.
It's not like I say do the save forward. I don't have the find steed thing in front of me, so I don't know how the whole thing works. Let me look it up.
Steed. And then I'm just relaunching right now to get the API set up. So 1 second. And then for find steed, you are able to, if I remember correctly, redirect damage. It is targeting the creature. Yeah, you can let's see. While mounted on, you can make any spell. Oh, that might be the feat that causes it to redirect damage. Alright, otherwise, it just acts as a normal creature. So yeah, it would target both of you for the area of effect, just for reference. And then with that, page is just reloading for a second. And then the API should set up on the macros going forwards. But yeah, as
I rolled to you by accident on my save.
Oh, good.
For the Griffin.
It wouldn't have advantage, so it would be left side. So that means Griffin will take full damage, but you will take half damage. So Griffin's going to take 16 acid damage, and you're going to take 8 acid damage.
And the same thing, this acid stuck to me now?
That is not from the breath weapon of the Drake. That is the
Okay.
layer action effect.
Gotcha.
And then with that, it's going to end its turn. It will be in the air. Let's see. It does go 50 feet to match where you're at. It's just not directly in melee range when it did that.
Alright.
Next Drake will go. It is going to move 35 feet diagonally and then 1 over for 40 so it can get in line to you, Elena. It is going to unleash a line using its breath weapon. This is only going to be targeting you as a note. So I just need a dex save from you.
Inspiration.
Inspiration? Use it. Go for it.
Oh my god, that's not better.
Not a good use for inspiration.
I think that's a running theme, is every time we got inspiration. I think it's only worked 1 time out of 10 inspirations or something absurd.
Do you think guidance would help here?
No, that's blast would save there.
Yeah, resistance is also, if I remember correctly, the cantrip for saves. But you would have to cast it beforehand.
Okay.
But with that in mind, it is 22 acid damage.
Yay! That's more than half my HP.
Let's see, and then that'll put you in the wounded condition. It will end its turn and go to the other Drake. It will not use its breath weapon, as it seems to be trying to go for a lineup here, but doesn't get it. It's just going to do a round of attacks, a 1 bite and 1 claw, targeting you, Elena.
Me again? Damn.
Yep. You are on the leftmost side in terms of these creatures on this side, at the very least, so you are the nearest
It's a
source.
bad place to stand.
Only one of those will connect. Sadly, this is a bite, which is a little bit more
Reaction warding
damage.
for her.
Reaction warding flare. Heard. Okay. So reaction is expended. It will go for a bite here. Could be piercing and necrotic damage if it hits. Again, we reroll. Okay, 13 will miss. So it will not connect, actually.
Yes. Okay.
So with that, it will end its turn. And then it will go to Cole. So put your...
Okay, I will bonus action Blade Song. That's a lot of text. Never mind. Okay.
Gonna have to put up red. I
will-
forgot to bring in Cole's image. I'm gonna have red up there, but it is your go.
Okay, yeah, Blade Song, and then I
Mhm.
will charge in melee range with this one,
Okay.
and then it's hovering in the air, right?
Yes. Yeah. You're dog fighting at the moment in the sky.
How high up is it?
You're 50. You're both at the maximum height.
All right, I'm gonna get the Griffin to grapple it. Do I roll an attack for that?
So it'd be a contested check. So the Griffin will be doing an athletics. The creature in response can do athletics or acrobatics. And the result of the roll of the athletics check determines the DC. So in this case, left side is 16. So it will roll. It is going to choose athletics. It will fail. So it is grappled. Movement speed is reduced to 0 while being held in the air.
Okay, and the Griffin gets a second attack, so it gets an advantage while it's grappling, right?
That is the restrained condition that
right.
grants advantage. The grapple condition reduces speed to 0, so it wouldn't be able to fly away or reposition now. But it does get another attack.
So I'm gonna attack one more time with beak or claws or whatever it's got. Claws, I guess, because it's holding it with its beak.
Correct.
That's not enough to get it.
That will not hit.
And then I'm going to use the Griffin's movement to bring it to the ground.
Okay. I will say, for rule of cool, since you're kind of using all its movement to fly down, and you're the leading, not the leading, but the secondary, pushing the dragon as leading, I'm going to count that as fall damage for additional damage.
All right, yeah, I'm smashing it to the ground.
Yes. So
That's...
I'm going to have you roll 5d6 for the fall damage, or that 1d6 per 10 feet.
All right.
$15. Nice.
Okay, and then Cole's going to attack it with his rapier.
Okay. Just as a note, you and the Griffin both get +1 gang up from each other when you're attacking with melee.
Sweet. I still don't have the buttons for Cole, but I'll just maybe I have to reset the page.
No, it's just I'm just waiting for that to come in. There we go. Spell.
All right.
Just click off and click on the token again.
Oh,
and they should all pop up.
Sorry, I just refreshed the page just to be safe, but I did think of 14 there, so I missed.
Correct, yeah. 15 because the gang up would miss.
Alright, do my second attack. But I'm booming blade at this time.
Okay. Using the Blank Solid feature, heard. I remember the macro only paste the damage, so you still have to roll the rapier normally and then. But in this case, you'll just use the Blooming Blade, you roll, and just roll for the actual damage. 18 will connect. Okay, so that's going to be 16 total damage, and then 19 if it moves. With that in mind, after taking its fall damage, that will... double check one thing real quick. It's going to put it in the wounded condition near death's door. Sieges are seen to be hard to hit, but not as heavy in vitality. Now, when you did throw that creature to the ground as to take the fall damage, I'm also going to note that it is prone, and therefore attack within 5 feet, which in this case you are doing, is you're stabbing down at it. would have advantage. So you can roll one more time to see if you crit fish. And you also, technically, your
Okay.
other attack would have one more chance to hit.
So let's say if I rolled twice, the 17 would have been my first attack, so that's 9
Sure.
damage.
And lump that together. Mhm.
So this will be my booming blade then. Too many buttons at the top. Okay. 24.
For next session, I'll have it polished a little bit better, but just to get it working. Let's see.
That's all right.
So yeah, 12, and then factoring it in. Okay. So with that, that would have been the final blow. So this thing will disperse. So you grab it with the beak of the
Fuck.
griffin, slam it down, stab it. Booming blade just explodes the creature into blackish dust.
Fuck yeah, Cole. That's my turn.
Perfect. With that, it is going to go to Lycan, and just as a note for this remainder of the session, I will be piloting Lycan.
Oh.
So let's see.
Oh.
They did have to step away for circumstances, so I am going to be piloting him for reference. So just a moment as I hop open for him. Make sure. He runs in into the fireball wholeheartedly. No, okay. You go up here. That's gotta paste the item into this features for easy access for me to remember. And then I will from there. So we take the amulet and the serene. He's not going to use any of the features currently upon his weapons, his item, gear for now. But he is going to use a normal fist attack. He's going to go over to help Elena, targeting the Drake that's in front of her. He will make his 2 attacks. Let's see, I believe he will use his bonus action to kick in Astral Arms. Let me see. Key point. Yeah. He's going to kick in as bonus action Astral Arms and then go for 2 following Astral Punches alongside its saving throw for the radiant damage. I believe it's force damage. It's force damage. Yeah, it is force damage, not radiant. I don't know why I think it's force. So with that, it is 2d6 damage against his dexterity saving throw DC. So 16. Okay. It'll do a dex save. Both attacks are connecting 2d6 damage. It fails the dex save, just barely. Both astral punches are going through, so that is going to be 1824 force damage from Lycan, putting the creature in the wounded condition.
Jeez, he's cleaning it up.
He will actually be 10 feet though. No, he's gonna stay within melee reach to give gang up to Elena. No, he can do it with astral punch. He's gonna be 10 feet away instead of 5. At least give him a little bit more survivability. But yeah, he is messing up the Shadow Drake's day, to say least. He's gonna end his turn there, as it will shift over to Elena.
So right now it's in the air.
It is hovering in the air. It is only about 10 feet off the ground, technically speaking, because you're on the platform here.
Okay.
But it is
So
in front
10
of you
feet
within
above her?
melee. No, 10 feet above the ground, because it's where the grass
Oh.
is, but it's level with
it is
you
within
and
melee.
5 feet.
Okay, nice. So she is going to start with an action with her mace.
Okay.
And that would be passive and extra 1d8 radiant damage.
Correct.
Let's see here. And does that well, I'll ask that later, hold on. First. Oh, was mace added to my character sheet? I don't think so.
No, if you needed it, I could set that for you real quick.
Please and thank you. Sorry.
All good. Let's see. I'm gonna put it in your features and traits just as a reference, and I'm gonna add the 1d8 into your global damage modifier. I'm just gonna put it under mace for the time being.
Alright.
I'm just gonna have that default checked because I imagine that is gonna be the weapon you're using mainly for the time being. But you will have to uncheck it if you cast the spell.
Yeah.
And then is now on your features and traits as well. At the bottom. Okay. Should be able to go for mace. It won't be in a macro just yet, so you'll have to roll it off of the sheet.
Character sheet.
But it will be coming up in just a moment, as soon as the compendium likes to load. There we go. Okay, quick grab. At the bottom, you should see a +1 mace now.
Okay.
And then
Here we go.
I just redid your attacks as well, so you should see the +1 mace up there now, but there's going to be a little bit of extra stuff up there that I'll have to take down later, but you will have access to the mace now as a macro. It's going to be this on the left side in the second row. And then 19 will hit.
Okay. Alrighty. So we'll do that. And, oh, it included the radiant. Awesome. Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because you checked it. Duh.
Correct. Yep. You just have to uncheck for spells. All good. And then 16 is actually just enough. This thing will disperse, and you will notice that these drakes do have vulnerability to radiant damage, so it actually even took double of the radiant.
Hey.
Just as a note.
That makes sense. They're shadow drakes.
I am taking these things through. Oh, I can't wait.
Bonus action. She is going to go ahead and she's going to use. Hold on. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, spiritual weapon.
Okay.
And with the spiritual weapon. Oh wait, can she use that right now? I can't remember.
Is the bonus action? Yeah.
Alright. She'd be aiming for that one.
Yep. I'm gonna give you access to this token here. Should be
Right.
able to track it now around.
And also, out of curiosity, does the radiant damage, is it included with a spiritual weapon or no?
No, it's only for the mace attack that you gain the benefit. So you
Okay.
would have to uncheck it on your sheet
Okay.
when you attack with a spiritual weapon.
Gotcha. Okay.
0, not 5. It's a little bit easier to see that. There we go. Okay, you should be able to move that spiritual
Spiritual
weapon, and then you can make the attack as well. 14 will not connect.
Okay. Then that will be the end of my turn.
Alrighty. With that, it's gonna switch over to one of the
Wait. Next time,
Dear-
Colley's gonna help Clore.
You can do it now. I'll let it slide. No PTO for the owl. So which Drake are you helping out, just for reference? Or helping against?
The one that she recently just attacked.
Okay, I'll mark it on his token in just a moment. So we switch over to Drake here. And then this one has advantage against the next instance of an attack. And then to the bottom left, another Drake will go. It is going to fly over here, getting to its limits of 60 in order to be able to shoot its breath weapon, targeting Griffin and Cole.
Yep.
It's going to be a deck
I
save for both
will.
creatures.
Deck save.
Let me see if I can set the Griffin to just roll straight and normal.
Would absorb elements work on both of us?
Yes, I would allow it.
I'm gonna absorb elements this one.
It's set to advantage toggle, but maybe roll 20 is not. Fine. Let's just do never roll advantage. That'll help just to keep it on. Left side 12 will not succeed. He'll take full damage. 20 will succeed. He'll take
Griffin's
half damage.
getting hammered.
He is. Not as bad as he hammered that Drake, though. But it is 22 acid damage. So that's going to probably put it in the winning
Which,
condition.
but
Goes
it's
for 11,
resistant.
actually. Yep, so 11, and then you will take 11 down to 5. And
Okay.
then your next attack and the Griffin's next attack will have that 1d6, if I remember correctly off the top of my head, of acid damage.
I
Retaliation.
bet they're resistant to it. So
They might be resistant or immune, but that just says no. But that Let's see. Is he in the wounded condition? No, he's not in the wounded condition just yet, so I won't mark that. And then damage is dealt. That is the end of its turn after he uses his breath weapon. It's going to go to the next one here. It is going to see a nice lineup with Elena and Lycan and go for the opportunity. So Elena and Lycan, dexterity saves, and it's no die roll for him. There's the usual Lycan rolls.
I'm so good at these. Yep, see, I'm great at them.
Amazing.
Jesus.
That is 17 acid damage for the both of you.
Oh my god, I'm literally at 1 HP.
As that wreath of acid just pours through, destroying some of that ceremonious gear that you guys have on. You stagger as you are now in the dying condition, as Lycan is near the wounded, as he's near close to half. The Drake in the back will proceed forwards, and it is going to follow up, continuing to barrage the Griffin, trying to take it down, as it will go for its another breath weapon source. So that's the last one with an
These
active
are-
breath weapon.
Cheesing. Is it? Can they use that every turn?
No, they are recharge abilities that they will roll to
Oh.
recharge at the start of the turn. It is just the number of them that allows.
Does the absorb element
Yeah, well-
still work? It's not like shield, does it? It's not still resistant. Is it still resistant to acid?
I believe it's only to that instance of damage. I will double check for verification because I haven't seen it work full, too many times aside from that one instance. It's a one, but let me double check for you.
To the starting next turn, you're resistant.
Perfect. So yes, you are resistant to damage. Yeah, let's see. So that will work in your favor. Yeah, normally
And
absorb
cold
element
is the
starts
same?
at one time, but yes, yeah, it'll go for both people. Mhm. So with that, dex save Griffin succeeds this time, and you
oh
also
man,
succeed.
you know what? Because Cora used to fireball him all the time, I took resilient dexterity, and it's coming in as a treat right now.
Yep, this is paying off. So that is 28 down to 14 down to 7. So that's very nice in terms of that absorption.
Hey, now she fireballed him only because he requested that she do it.
Let's see.
7.
Now that creature will be in the wounded condition for the Griffin.
I need to heal that guy. He's very useful.
Then, top of the turn order, it is going to go to Kalor, but as noted, you guys will have a moment of discussion between each top of the rounds if you guys wish to do so. Otherwise, just simply let me know when you are ready to start.
Elena, you're gonna die. No.
Just like kind of like hobbly in the corner. You think?
Get to the one next to spiritual weapon.
Can't really use my bonus action to do that little shield thing as well.
That's fine. We're taking acid damage. I can't. They're not. Well, if you can take it out, that's one less enemy that's gonna go.
Hang on what was the +2 to AC, +2 to dex save, self and allies? Okay, so it'll just be a +2 to dex saves, which Elena is really good at. So it's either me just throwing the acid off my body and negating any future damage, or me
So-
throwing an attack. I might throw an attack.
For
How much damage do you
clarification, it
take
is
for acid?
14. It is 14.
Yeah, it's gonna ramp up very fucking fast.
Correct. It's dynamic
for
damage,
reference,
so
in
it's
a-
not stacking 14. 14 is dynamic, but it rolled 14. For clarification.
Yeah.
How many times can you use that shield?
Prop
the-
bonus.
The shield thing is up to my proficiency bonus, which is +2.
Oh, I thought you meant like the special shield.
Oh, the Barocco defense things. That's advantage on saving throws. That's once a day, and
Don't use it. Don't use it yet.
yeah. what I might do is, yeah, I might stand here. So, or actually, I'll stand here. See, I can see if I can at least sentinel one if they do try and attack Elena.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other discussion for you guys, or
You can sneak attack on someone else's turn, so you can.
yeah, on reaction, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Hang on.
Destiny, you're gonna rush to that one too.
I want to rush to whatever one I can get to.
I don't want to lose the Griffin. The Griffin's another ally on the field, so I'll try to save it if I can.
Action economy and all that jazz.
So 14 damage taken, but
And then bonus action for that extra movement, and then you can use action to wipe out the acid purification.
I will not wipe off the acid.
Okay.
But I will make my way over to here,
Mhm.
and I will, this guy with advantage. If I can find my sheet and whatever. Oop, but advantage.
Yes, boy.
Yes.
Let's see. Very nice. Big old crit. Let's see. 17, 21, 27. The box sound effect. Nice. So here, it is going to put it in the win condition. Okay, that did factor in dagger. Perfect.
Okay. And pray I don't die. Thumbs up. End of my turn.
You got this, my dude.
Let's see. That's Destiny.
You got this, Destiny, because you're the furthest one away.
Switch.
I know, I'm so far.
There we are.
Can you get
Just-
there?
I can get.
Here you go.
I can just get there. I got 2 attacks. I'm thinking. Really want to be greedy.
One at a time. One at a time.
Shit. I'm going to.
I'm just gonna say, I'm almost dead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
let's not do any fancy shit. Let's just take some stuff out and clear the board.
Okay. I'm going to use one of my charges of Relentless Charge.
Okay.
Charge towards this trait.
Sure.
I don't like doing this. Well, bam. And then Great Weapon Master attack.
Reckless.
Yeah, reckless. Oh, that's not good.
You might got it. You might have got it.
No, because that's 14 plus 1
Okay,
is
gang
15.
up. The spiritual weapon.
A
Does spiritual weapon count towards gang up?
Spiritual weapon can get gang up when it materializes, but since it remains outside of the plane when it's not actively attacking, it does not
Oh.
offer gang up. It's one of those nuanced ones. But yeah, that is 15 with gang up. That will not connect.
Okay. Basic attack and do it again.
No, your second swing's always better than your first.
Oh, I didn't roll the advantage there. Let me just do it one more time just in case I get a crit. Okay, no crit, but I think that'll hit. Got 9 plus 10.
Yes. That will connect. And then
That's 19 damage.
that will destroy the Drake.
Okay. Now I'm going to use my movement speed. I'm going to come to the back side of this one. And I will do it again. Hiya! The power of anime and friendship!
Power Anime
Let's
Friendship
go!
strikes again. And with the power of Anime and
Ayo.
Friendship on your
23.
side of 23 damage, it will be in the wounded condition. So you took one down, got into the wounded condition.
Ooh.
And that'll end your turn.
Okay.
Before
Yep, that's all.
Pull, as noted, a layer action will be going off.
Okay.
And this layer action, this time around, you will see a acidic fog begin to develop. And as the fog appears, I'll drop down its area effect in just a moment. It will spread around corners and last, in the areas heavily obscured. Any creatures that start its turn will make a Constitution saving throw. So not immediately, but on the start of turn, if you are within the aura that I'm going to drop, you will be taking that.
Does it look like the aura is going to persist for a while?
It looks like it's not instantaneous, so it will definitely persist. For the duration, you are not certain.
Right, okay. Oh.
No. No. You're evil.
So it will be placed here for the time being.
Mm-hmm.
How
And
could you?
then with that, it will go to Cole, as noted, after the layer action.
Yeah. I'm smarter than you, DM.
Heard.
I'm going to cast a spell that I've never cast before. I'm going to cast Warding Wind.
Nice.
And it's around myself and my griffin. 10-foot radius, and I blow away all the bullshit.
Alright, let's see.
So,
Radius surround you. Okay, and let me put a radius effect. I'm gonna put on the griffin just for reference.
right.
And then let's go with blue for the radius effect so that all players can see. Perfect. And then go here.
So I will fly into that wind effect right here to disperse it.
Noted. Let's see. As you fly and disperse the effect, it will go around. Let's see. Alright, no additional triggers need to be worried. So yes, you do manage to stop the layer effect before it goes off, thanks to using Warding Winds. Very nice.
All right, then I'm going to have the griffin attack the drake. So first a beak attack. So that'd be, I don't know, gang up 17.
17 will be just enough.
12 damage.
12 damage is not enough to kill it. It goes from the wounded to the dying condition. It's barely holding on.
Alright. Claw attack.
I think
And
you're
then-
rolling to DM, by the way.
I am. I
Yeah.
can't switch it off the.
I can,
Oh.
I'll fix it for you. It has a public to the GM option on the top of its sheet, but I got it for you. It's
Oh,
on
I'm
the
not-
now.
I've just been rolling off the buttons.
Macros. I got you. No worries. It's public now for future rolls. 10 is enough to kill it. So we'll disperse.
And then I am going. Does the spiritual weapon get opportunity attack?
It is not.
Dang it. So I'm still gonna move over to here. Next to this one. In fact, I'll get here. So I'm between the two buddies.
Okay.
And I have a bonus action left. And if I do second wind on myself, does the griffin get second wind?
No, it's only spells.
Damn it. I can't do a bonus action spell.
Correct. You already casted a leveled spell for Thwarting Wind.
Yeah, well, that was a good. I don't regret doing that.
No, that was really good usage of that spell.
It's still up too, isn't it?
Yes, it lasts for 10 minutes.
And so it's got some other shit it does too. Let me just say it does.
Yep.
Difficult
Defense,
terrain.
difficult terrain, and range attacks disadvantage.
Okay. I can't attack with a bonus action, so I am going to try to bring these drakes closer together. So I will try to pull one this way. Oh, sorry, this one to here. 5 feet.
Okay. Noted.
That's a DC 18 strength check.
Strength, got it. Coming up. 13 will fail, he moves 5 feet.
Hit. Turn over.
Alright, it'll go to Lycan, who is going to move up to here. Within 10 feet, get in range, get gang up of +2 from you and the Griffin. He is going to go for 3 attacks. Astral Punch twice as action, and then Martial Arts die, Astral Punch as bonus action. So 3 coming up. First 2 hitting, bonus action, hitting. Very nice. That is 23 damage, putting into the winning condition.
We're getting it. We're getting it.
As the tides are turning. It'll go to Elena, who is barely holding on. After the gas was about enough to take her out, it gets warding wind with Cole saving her yet again. Elena?
Yeah, she's she's going to use elemental healing from her orb of elemental control. And she's going to use Scorching Ray. And she will use 2 of the rays on herself and 1 on Lycan.
Okay.
Oh, poor Griffin.
Sorry, Griffin, but team members come first.
So as noted, you'll get one more usage for the day for elemental healing. And then
Right.
you will roll the effect just as you would normally. So instead of rolling attack rolls, you would just click on it to get the display to pop up, but then you'll click the damage 3 times. The first 2 will go to you, the last one will go to Lycan for healing, is how this will work.
Alright. So, first 2. And then the third one for Lycan.
So 14 to you, and then 8 to Lycan, updating to a sheet. So you notice as you hold the orb, the intensity of the heat instead turns to a pleasant warmth and vitality. It seems to revitalize you and revitalize Lycan. Instead of a streaking bolt of reddish flame that Scorching Ray normally has, it turns into this greenish flame that seems to rejuvenate. As a note.
Okay.
And then let's see.
And I will put in my notes that I expended 1 use.
Okay. And then any more movement or repositioning in that regard, or holding there?
Since she used a spell to do that, then I'm assuming she can't do anything with her spiritual weapon. Since that's another spell that's a bonus action.
So you've already casted Spiritual Weapon, so you're not recasting
So I
it
can
when you're
hold it?
using it. So yes, you're able to use a bonus action to move it and attack with it, up to 20 feet.
I wasn't sure. Okay, cool.
Yep, it's only when you
Well, then in
cast the
that
spell
case-
that that double thing comes into effect.
Right, okay. So I'll go ahead and move the spiritual weapon towards the wounded one and attack.
Go for it.
And I will use Coley to help me.
Noted. So Kali's first heard. advantage, spiritual weapon.
Spiritual weapon. Let's see.
You'll have a +3 from gang up as well, because Lycan does have that reach with his astral punches.
Okay. Why can't I find it on here? Where did you go? Oh, there you are. Okay.
27 hits.
Oh, I should have
With
done that at
advantage. So
advantage.
roll one more
Sorry.
time to see if you crit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Either way,
still
it's good.
27, so that you're good. Roll for damage. 8 force damage. It will become staggering, but not on death's door quite yet. After that.
And that will be the end of my turn.
Alright. Drake here, we'll see if it recharges its breath weapon or not. It will just fail to recharge, so it is going to attack. It is going to go for the biggest creature that it sees in terms of its closest ally, so it's going to attack the griffin. As a note,
Shit.
a bite and a claw. That is both connecting.
Please, Griffin, hang on.
That is going to combine total damage of 20, 10, and 10. So that is
It's
going
got
to
5
put
damage
it down
left.
to 5, so it's in the dying condition or barely holding on. And that will end
Oh, I
its
did
turn.
that to Cole. Hold on, wrong one.
Oh, good. Let's see. It will go to
Oh,
the
no, I didn't.
Drake. And the second Drake will go, recharge check. Again, just fails to recharge its breath weapon. This time it will go for Cole instead, noticing the other one has already targeted the griffin. So Cole targeting you with a bite and a claw. 13 will not connect, following up with a 14 with gang up will not connect. Therefore, it'll go to the top of the turn order. And we will go a little bit over just to finish this combat. This is only the 2 remaining. So, Kalor, it is your go.
How much damage do I take from the acid thing?
Acid coming up. It's going to be 8 this time. Not as bad as 14.
Like, fuck.
You might be able to get away with taking your clothes off this time.
We might have a reasonable excuse, it seems. You're in the winning condition now, though.
Okay, I will have a gay little jaunt up to the Shadow Drake, but instead of attacking, I'll
The crowd cheers.
yeah,
The sawzing up to strike.
Action, take the acid off my body, and
Heard.
bonus action, chug a whatchamacallit, I'll chug one of my best of health potions.
Okay, so 1 charge of 2d4 plus 2. And that'll end your turn afterwards. So, switching over to Destiny. It is your go, following Kalor.
Alright. I'm going to make sure that I can make it. Okay, yeah. I'm going to run up right here. I'm going to make one attack against this Griffon recklessly, as I do. Great weapon master. Come on! Oh, natural 20! Wrong
Let's
one.
go. Big one.
The one.
It explodes.
That's going to be 20 damage.
Taking that one down, triggering your bonus action for another attack.
Yeah, I'm going to move over to this one.
Mm-hmm.
Second regular attack.
Go for it.
Bam! Damn it.
13 and plus 2 is 15, will not connect.
And bonus action attack, thanks to Sentinel's secret effect.
Grave Master's secret effect. But
Yeah, that's the yeah.
you're good.
My bad.
Still will miss, however.
And I
As 12.
miss. Oh no.
But let's see. With that, that is action and bonus action and movement holding there.
Yeah, I think that's all I can do.
All right, it's going to go to layer action before Cole at 20. It's going to be the corrosive eruption this time. And that is going to be, let's see, 5 along 9. Bring that line back up. This time it is going to shoot out, targeting
Oh no!
Lycan, Cole, and Griffin.
I didn't even get to name the thing.
Sadly not.
Griffin is like, no.
It can be named in memory. As it is going to go off. That is a dexterity saving throw. I will roll for Lycan as well. He will succeed at the very least.
Griffin did not succeed. Let me do Cole.
That's correct. That came up as Griffin a
was-
second time.
Yeah.
Oh, did it? Because they're on top of each other, I clicked the wrong token.
Yeah, all good. So you get a reroll.
Oh, that's better.
It is technically, but still not great. So that will be a failure for you and the Griffin. It is 10 damage at base.
If I 10 damage base, I absorb elements, it'll still die, right?
Yep, because it'll take 5.
I really don't want it to die. I really don't want it to die.
But
I can
since
do anything.
it did also fail, it is going to take damage at the start of
Oh, it's that
next
thing.
turn. So yeah,
What?
it is the explosive explosion.
kind
So
What kind of damage was it?
acid.
Acid.
I don't suppose it's still too late for me to do something.
As long
That's
as
really unfortunate.
as long as it's
I lose
reactionary.
this thing already.
because it's a reaction, but I don't know if I'm allowed to do it right now.
Referring to elemental ward.
Yeah.
So the problem with elemental ward is yes, you can. It doesn't specify, but you do. It's a 120 elemental ward. So you can do it for yourself and for allies. That's not specified there. I do apologize, but it is 120 for yourself or ally. You can pass it, but if you were to pass it at this point, it would bring that 5 down to a 2. But then as soon as they go to start their turn, which is right next up in the list, since it did fail, it will then take damage. It'll still have the acid resistance from the reaction, but not the absorb element, so it'll still take half damage, but it still looks like it will kill it because it only has 5 HP. You're looking at something like an immunity or immediate reactionary healing to
And
stop this.
the warding wind doesn't do anything?
Warding
Attack rolls as ranged weapons have disadvantage, but it's not
range,
attack, is it?
correct, and it's a supernatural effect as well. So I would say it would not be impeded.
Man.
That's 2 attacks we've lost. You should have healed it, Elena.
I'm sorry. I was supposed
Why
to
didn't you need it? He's got potions.
With that in mind, Griffin will go down, and then Cole, do you use your reaction for absorb elements at least for yourself to take less damage?
No.
Okay.
Fine. No, because it wouldn't work on the start of every turn, right?
Correct. Yeah, it's only gonna stop the initial damage.
I'm fucked. All right, yeah, fine. I'll just take all the damage.
Okay, you're gonna take 10, and then when you start your turn, it's gonna be 11 more damage. So 21 total, as it will go to your turn.
Elena.
The disappointed father glare. As he kind of falls to his feet, standing upwards after the griffin gets dispersed.
Elena's too used to protecting Lycan.
21. What am I doing here? So I've got how much left? 97?
That looks right.
Okay. I'm so disappointed I couldn't save that griffin. I'm just seeing if I had anything I could have used. Counterspell, nothing. It wasn't a spell, was it?
No, it's a supernatural effect.
It's just fucked. Oh, okay. Sorry, Griffin. I need to roll concentration as well.
Correct, for warding wind. You'd have to do that technically twice. It'd be 2 DC 10s.
All right.
Forgot to mark you with that blue icon for concentration. I marked it there for you now. Good on the first. And good on the second.
I barely knew you. Okay. I will move to this guy, and then I'm gonna keep warding wind up in case that gas showed up again. I'll make some space for the party. I'll just probably come to here, and I will lay into this thing with an attack.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna booming blade it.
Okay.
Oh, it's that same stupid thing again. All right.
Hits.
And then I get to attack a third time because of Eldritch Knight.
Correct. Is in the wounded condition after the second attack for clarification. And that is
Alright.
actually just enough for 12. So it will disperse. And as it does disperse, you guys will still have you're going to remain in the current turn order, but until the top of the turn order, it's considered not combat for reference. So with that in mind, it will still be the end of your turn call after you finish your movement. It will go to Lycan, and then you guys will basically have time to reposition yourself. What you will notice is the shadows and mist will begin to extend, wrapping around the place, becoming darker, as you hear the storyteller say, "After defeating the shadow drakes, the heroes press onwards to confront Nakalith in his lair, a cavern filled with stolen treasures of the elven people." So with that, you will notice that the shadows will form, instead of trees, the forest you see around you, into a large cavernous area. See-through, you can still see the crowd throughout, but it looks now as you're in a cavern. And to the front of the map, I'll drag your vision up to here, you'll be able to see manifesting is Nakalith, but not yet. At the top turner, it will manifest there.
All right,
That's
so I'll
seemingly
start to
how
use my
it's supposed to
movement
go. Mhm.
to get up there. So
Correct.
I've got 40. So I'll just get to there.
Okay. And then for Lycan, let's see. He will move upwards to here, kind of keeping in line with you, but not advancing further than that. He's going to take the dodge action as well, just to be extra prepared for this thing. Knowing
Okay.
his luck, dodge action seems fair for Lycan. And then Elena, it is your go.
So I guess I'm going to be moving a little closer to everyone else too. Trying to get a little more towards the center, away from whatever might be showing around us. Hopefully, I don't know where it's going to be popping up.
It's amassing this and this here for reference. You are able to at least visibly notice that.
Oh, okay, cool.
The scenery has changed from that wooded forest of shadows into a cavernous system, as the storyteller mentioned that they defeated the drakes to go into its lair. You'll see like fake treasure behind it as well.
Okay. Out of curiosity, is Elena able to see if her like biological family is still nearby, or like have they showed up?
I would say, with how the illusion's taking front at this point, she could use her action. It would be her action to do, which is a perception check. She would think that she would risk doing so instead of doing any other preparatory things in response to kind of see if they're there. I would allow you to do so. But I would say passively, it's hard to tell. There's that illusion that's taking much of the vision, just kind of showing somewhat translucentness. But
Yeah, I would have preferred passively, but okay.
Hmm.
I'm gonna leave it as is then.
Okay.
Hmm, for now, I
I say,
guess I'd prepare
yeah, I would say she glances
a
with her
spell.
passive, but can't see through the illusionist cavern as a note.
Okay. Uh, oof. I'm curious if I should do this right now or not. I want to say, like, I'd like to place a flaming sphere in the direction of whatever's appearing over there, just to have it there in case something like moves past it.
Remember, they take vulnerability from radiant.
Right. Well, are we sure that's going to happen this time around too?
Well, I mean, it's a hint. All his little minions did.
Then maybe instead I will activate my spirit guardians.
I would. Well, no. I would say. So you're waiting to cast a spell, right?
Yeah.
So if you throw up Spirit Guardians, then if he shows up and hits you, you might lose concentration right away and not do it. I'd wait till you could get to him and then cast it.
Yeah, you are able to
What about
hold an action to cast a spell with a trigger instead of casting it immediately. But
Guiding
especially if
Bolt?
it's with a leveled spell, you want to make sure that that condition is something that does trigger. Because if you hold a leveled spell and it doesn't trigger for the start of your next
Yeah, in
turn,
that case, then
you lose
Guiding
that
Bolt would
slot.
actually be better.
Right.
Yeah, Guiding Bolt will definitely be better.
Okay.
And plus, I'm trying to avoid using too many level 3 spells, so Guiding Bolt it is.
what about a potion? Like, would we be considered out of combat right now?
Effectively, yes. So that does mean within the turn order effects, if you were to take a potion, I'm allowing you to get full HP from that potion rather than roll it. So yes, and that will be how it works for the other bosses as well in the saga.
Would this still would this count
Oh,
as a short rest too?
no, the tourist an
No.
hour.
Yeah, as noted, the short rest is after each of the saga stages that you are given an hour. But this is, as noted, the boss fight after the henchman. The boss fight is immediately after, but you do get a little bit of space depending on how the turn order ends up, for better or for
Well,
worse.
how much does a swig of a common health potion give you?
Common is still 2d4 plus 2, just like a lesser, but you have more charges to use. But with the
Right.
non-combat feature, you'll get 10 HP automatically instead of rolling 2d4 plus 2. When you're back into combat, it'll be rolled.
I'm just using it now while I'm waiting. There you go. One charge down.
Lesser healing potions. But yeah, I'll have Guiding Bolt ready to go, and
Okay.
I'm going to use some healing potions.
Okay, so bonus action for one charge of a lesser. That'll be 10 healing for you. And then holding Guiding Bolt, I'm just going to put that in the
I'll
chat.
actually be using both of my lesser healing potions.
To take multiple charges for reference for the homebrew ruling for how health potions work, as a bonus action you can take one charge. As an action you can take any number of charges as long as that potion contains it. Just for reference.
Then in this case, yeah, I'd just be using one. Okay.
Correct. But that'll bump you up 10 more health, and then Guiding Bolt is held. And as we go to the top of the turn order, with the creature now entering into initiative. Let's see. Twice for its advantage, taking the higher result. Okay. We'll bring it into view here. Layer actions will continue to be set at 20, but its actual initiative will be 17. As you do see, this huge black dragon now manifests, shadows wreathed around it, its piercing eyes red in hue and burning with anger as you have entered into its lair. It seems to say something in retaliation, but its words do not truly manifest, as in some aspects it is only a conjuration of it. But you do know the heroes of old had probably greeted this creature, and it had responded to it. As it seems to prepare, steeling itself for combat at the top of the turn order, as it is regarding for time, we will leave it there, leaving the fight with Nikalith the Shadow next week, and come back. Continue to survive the saga. But you have defeated the first portion of the first saga.
We're kind of behind track, aren't we, with 2 people as fucked as they are?
You're not off to a great start, but no one has died yet, so that's a positive thing.
Hey.
What levels was the last party that did this thing?
The last group was level 11 when they did their saga,
Okay.
and they did theirs for glory, for reference. They weren't rushed into the circumstances that you are currently. They actively decided to embark upon it. But I am going to bring the stream down. As noted, we'll be leaving it here and come back same time next week. Let's see. So that, pull this down here.